out because we need to tell the devil he ain't got a chance. While we trying to figure it out, tell your neighbor he's already worked it out. Tell your neighbor Jesus can work it out if you let him.
He can work it out if you let him. I'm a witness that he can work it out. Whether it's legal, whether it's your health, no matter what it is, he can work it out. But you have to let him, amen? Oh, yes, you have to let him do it. You have to step aside and get out of the way and let him do it. Amen. Yes. I want to thank everybody for coming by this evening. We were on earlier with some commentary, and so we're going to have to do the work with our notifications because most of our notifications went out with the last video. And so, yes, Overseer, we'll let my people go. And so we're going to have to do the work tonight to get started and make sure tonight is a great night of liberation and a great night of conversation, right? And if I can get 5 people, I didn't get a chance to do it, but can I get 5 people? Maybe you can send this video, simply share it to Bishop Keith McQueen's Facebook page. Not the personal page, just send it to the Bishop Keith McQueen's Facebook page. Let him know. Maybe he can see it and it'll give him some, because I believe he has something he's getting ready to launch. And I want to make sure that he has some information as he gets ready to launch what he's getting ready to launch. So I need 5 Tyesse Squad members to send this to Bishop Keith McQueen. So we'll make sure that he gets a copy of this video and it can be archived in the church offices, right? We want to make sure. Mods, I have put the gate on 20 minutes. I put the gate on 20 minutes, but we need to be mindful tonight that there are elements still out there, you know, from the other energy. So we want to be mindful tonight. All mods, please be on extra guard for trolls. And we have zero tolerance tonight for all of those, you know, those Bible thumper people. Repent. The Bible says we want to block them on sight. Take them out and put them out. We don't have time for it tonight. We're on assignment. I have laid before the throne for the last 2 hours, and I'm ready to birth this thing tonight. I have laid before the throne. So I need all mods. RJ Couture, I see you. Anything that's moving, take it out. If it's moving, take them out. Okay. So let me go ahead and see my monitor, and we're going to get started. Okay. So I can get my monitor, make sure I see something that, you know, if I see something moving, I can point it out. Okay. All right. ASAP, yes, it is. It's heavy on me. I love you too, McDonald. I love all of y'all. I love the truth. And the truth will set you free. It will. I went to high school with Bishop McQueen. Yes, Brother Ray. Yes. I just want to get a little bit of this. I wanted to get a little bit of this lozenge because I've been dealing with something. But I want to get a little bit of this lozenge in me to get my throat coated because I'm going to be speaking. And I want to just get a little, I don't want to do the whole thing. Naida, hello, woman of God. Glad that you're here. Okay. I just needed just a little bit of that lozenge, not the whole thing. Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this special edition of Church World News. Please stick around after the commentary because we will be having a conversation tonight concerning concerning some hot topics in the Black church, okay? So don't leave when we finish this commentary. Please stick around, right? Please stick around. I don't want you to leave. We're at 254, but I believe we can do better. We can do better if we hit the like button. We can do a lot better if everybody collectively, actively hit the like button. Please share to your church members, to your pastor, adjutants, armor bearers, district supervisors, everybody you know. Okay, East Coast Stand Up, Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, the DMV, the tri-state area. We need you to stand up tonight and help get the word out. Share it to 5 people. Please share it to 5 people. You can do that collectively. What are the likes looking like? I got to get started because we're okay. I got to get started. 111 likes. That is superb, but we can do better. Okay, we can do better. Okay, we lost a lot of notifications because we were on earlier. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I said, this is a special edition of Church World News. It is a special edition of Church World News. What we're experiencing right now from Bishop Keith McQueen is something I don't want to use a lot of, hyperbolic and, highly academic words, but there's something about this that feels targeted. It feels that this is coming from a space in this man's life, his journey. It's coming from a space, I don't know, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. And I'll touch on that a little bit later, but it's coming from a space that is not good. That's my observation. That's my spiritual observation, right? Okay. But before we get started, we want to go over a brief history of why there is a need for gay affirming ministries. We want to go over just a really brief. I'm not going to keep you long on this part of the show. Hey, Marquise, the reason there's a need for gay affirming, and then we also have inclusionary, ministries. The gospel of inclusion is different from affirming, right? And so we want to tell you about the reason and the need for gay affirming, LGBTQ affirming ministries. The reason, the primary reason is that there is always been a lack of safety in the Black church when it came around to LGBTQ people. Okay, so it's not a safe space even today for LGBTQ people. It is not a safe space. And so because of that, so many people took up the charge to try to create spaces. Try to create spaces where people who are already on the margins, who are already steeped with trauma, could have a space where they could go and worship a God of their understanding. Be clear about that. Worship a God of their understanding. Because we all experience and see God differently. No matter how you debate it, we all feel and see God differently. There is one God, but we all see, feel, and experience God differently. We even understand and comprehend God differently. And so because of that mistreatment, because people back when I was a child was actually put out of the church, they don't do it as much now because of the media and digital spaces. But there was a time, some of you may remember in the chat, people were actually put out of the church, escorted out of the front door. Some of y'all may remember that. I'm 50. But some of y'all remember that people were actually escorted out of the church and told not to come back. That spirit was not welcome. And until you were ready to get that spirit or that demon under submission, you were not welcome back in the house of prayer, in the house of God. Again, continue to share this video. See, we were coming on here talking about something super, super salacious. You couldn't get a seat up in here. You couldn't get a seat up in here. And so there was a need. And so people like my late spiritual father, Archbishop Carl Bean, and so many others. I want to just say a few names right quick, y'all, if I may. I want to speak their names. And I got a few that I had written down in my Samsung notes. And I wrote some down as well, but I want to speak their names. Archbishop Carl Bean, my spiritual father. Los Angeles, there's Yvette Flunder, and the Bay Area, Oakland, San Francisco. There is O.C. Allen here in Atlanta, where I am a proud parishioner and have been blessed ever since I have been attending Vision Cathedral. Overseer, where if you can you send this to he may be busy, but send this to Bishop. Just email it to him, or not email it, just send it to his phone, Overseer, where if you can. But we honor them on tonight. And there's I don't want to just always talk about the guard, the giants, but I want to speak about some new modern day people as well. I want to speak them out as well. Give me a moment. D.E. Polk, Atlanta. This is Carlton Pearson's protege. Spirit and Truth right here in Atlanta. D.E. Polk. Christian Smith, the Faith Community. Christian Smith, the Faith Community. They're in Atlanta as well. That is a digital space. We want to shout out Anika Wilson Brown, pastor of UTBC. I believe she's out of Washington. Yes, she's out of Washington, D.C. She is a senior pastor of the historic Union Temple Baptist Church of Washington, D.C. She is a phenomenal justice warrior and a queer advocate. We want to shout her out. We also want to shout out Dr. Jackie Lewis. Dr. Jackie Lewis, senior pastor of Middle Collegiate Church in New York. She is also an advocate for the queer community, a profound scholar and preacher. Reverend Jacqueline J. Lewis. Yes. We want to shout them out. Okay, that's your pastor, Tim Reese. See, it's a small world. And if you know of some spaces, you can put them in the chat with the city, right? If you know of some, please put them in the chat, because somebody may be able to go over there and get some liberation and get some freedom. Yeah. All right. So we speak their names, but there's a reason why we have these ministries. And so many people, LGBTQ people that were in traditional worship spaces, many of them were abused sexually, mentally, physically, and then beaten and abused theologically with the scripture. So if they were not put out, many just got up and walked out the door and said, enough is enough. I don't need this, so I'm just going to go. Many never ever came back to organized religion. Many fell into depression. Many fell into vices, drugs, alcohol, sexual promiscuity. Many of them disease ravaged their bodies because of feeling worthless, feeling like they didn't have a space in Christendom or the Black church. Let's just say that. They didn't have a space. So many of them didn't care about their bodies. They didn't care about anything. And so they went out into the world, and the world was waiting for them. And then when many of them succumbed, the same church that drove them out then blamed that demon or that lifestyle is what caused it, not them that didn't allow them a space where they could love and be loved. You got it? So you drove them to the streets. When the streets met them, and their lives were destroyed, and when they succumbed to the streets, then you blamed the lifestyle, the streets, and the devil and that demon in them. Just want to let you know, just give you a little background. And Bishop McQueen, he knows this. He knows this. He knows this. I'm not even going to give all his background We don't have time for that. Bishop McQueen is his name. Is he out of Indianapolis? Wherever. I don't want to be dismissive of, but we don't have time for that tonight. We don't have time. Okay. Look him up, Google him. And so to see this bishop, or is he still a bishop? Because I don't know how this is working with him. I'm trying not to be super shady tonight, but to see this man return back to this platform, right? Remember, he was on this platform. It was a problem because, he didn't know. They didn't tell him it was going to air when it aired, and some things were taken out of context. Then he went over to my brother Will Horn's show and was over there obfuscating and recapitulating. He left him there, made his way to Larry Reed Live. He was over there doing the hermeneutics of the Apocrypha and the Episcopacy. And then he just kind of like, okay, I guess he said enough is enough, right? I saw that he had some bookings, and I said, okay, well, he's on his way. That's what we said. Well, he's on his way. Because this ain't the first time this has happened. We've seen this before, of course. We've seen people say they were, delivered and whatnot. So this isn't our first time at the rodeo, but this is the first time somebody of this status, right, did something like this. I can't remember anybody. If there is somebody, just write it in the chat, of this stature to do something like this. And so for me to get an inbox from somebody yesterday saying that this man is back and he's back again, I said, well, we thought he was on his way. I told everybody to release him. Let him go. Release him. It's best to release him. But then I get the news that he's back on the air again with the same person. And in the beginning of the video, the host tried to explain, well, can you give them a little background? And it was fluff as to, all of that. It was a lot of fluff. And so now you're back again with the same platform. Okay. But this time around, you're talking about the spirit of the church, the gay church. Okay. So first time around, you was delivered, or you're on the road to, changing over, and Spirit told you and God told you this ain't for you, and it's been in you a long time, and all of this. Okay, all right. And now you come back. And now you want to basically attack the church itself, describing the church as there is a spirit attached to the gay church or the gay affirming ministries. And so if that is your stance, because so many people are perplexed. So many people are perplexed by, hold on one second. So many people are perplexed by how you can say God told you something, and they say you were somewhere up in Northern California. I guess when you had your on the mountain, wherever you were at when you had your call experience, right? But I've been saying it since this dropped. Did God lie or did you lie? You've never articulated that. Now, I didn't watch the whole hour and 42 minutes. After the 12th, God said, Spirit told me I couldn't take it anymore. I was fast forwarding a little bit. And after the 12th, God told me, Spirit told me I just couldn't take it. I had to stop. I'm sorry. So I got about 42 minutes left on that video. and to the host, sir, can you please? It does not take an hour and 42 minutes for this. It does not. Sir, please, can you please? And so now you are targeting the institution that you used to shepherd. I cannot make this stuff up. I cannot make it up. You are now attacking the institution that you were once a part of. And all we want to know is, did God lie or did you lie? It's a very simple question. Was there an evolution of what God originally put in you, or was it a lie? Was there a morphing of something? I'm not clear on that even still. I'm not clear on it. Let me tell you something, Bishop. Let me tell you something. In my mind, you know what I feel like this is? I feel like this is, in my personal opinion, Bishop, I'm gonna respect you and call you Bishop. I feel like something is going on with you financially, and this is a new wave of something that you're experiencing. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not trying to be insultive of you. I think something is going on, or something happened financially, and you are trying something different. That's what I believe. Because this don't make no sense to me. This don't make any sense. The fact that you said that you have been dealing with this and wrestling with this a long time. You have been wrestling with this a long time. And you said, and I quote, you told God, this will be me and your secret, because you didn't want to carry the weight of this. You didn't want to deal with this. So you told God, this will be me and your secret. You have been wrestling with it. And you said, and I quote, that you knew you would be met with backlash. Now, here is where the problem comes in, sir. Here is where the problem comes in. If you, because you mentioned, hold on one second. You mentioned you attach witchcraft and the occult to the gay church. Witchcraft and the occult. And you mentioned the spirit of Abaddon. The spirit of Abaddon, and you attach witchcraft and the occult to the black church, the gay affirming church. Now, I want you to stay with me, because Ezekiel over there, and we need to talk, he's not going to ask you no questions like this. He's not. But Bishop McQueen, how many years were you wrestling with this? How many years? You didn't really say. How many years was it? When did you begin to wrestle with this? We don't have a definitive number. If God told you, or God started picking at your heart and told you something, and you wrestled with it, and you said, God, this will be me and your secret, and then you continue to preach to the people, that is deception. So I don't know how you're talking about witchcraft and the occult attached to the gay affirming ministries, when you yourself said that you decided to wrestle with the things that were being put into your spirit by God. Sir, that is textbook witchcraft. Because not only were you in the pulpit being deceptive, you were still receiving money from the people you were being deceptive to. So I know Ezekiel is not going to push back on that. But I call it. Keith. But then you go on to say that God said that if you don't move or if you don't do what he was instructing you to do, that he was going to make you start going viral. You said God told you, and I'm going to make a declaration tonight. I'm going to make a declaration in just a minute. You said that God told you that if you don't get this thing together and if you don't do what he told you to do, he was going to make you start going viral. And then you said you went viral with that Ruth and Naomi story that you did. And the David and Jonathan, you said Ruth and Naomi were lesbians. And then David and Jonathan were lovers. And you said that those things went viral after God told you you were going to start going viral if you didn't obey. Now, let me tell you how diabolical this is, in my opinion. Let me tell you how diabolical this is, y'all. You are now blaming your failure to properly exegete or properly do the word or put the word in the proper context or whatever the case may be. You are now blaming that on God. God told you your error scripturally or whatever you were doing with the scripture. God did. Is that what you're saying? Because the man Ezekiel, he's just going to continue to sit there and go, ooh, ooh. That's what he's going to do. That's what you said. I'm not making this up. And you said it with a straight face. That if you didn't act, if you didn't do what you needed to do, that God was going to start making you go viral. I'm here to make a declaration tonight. I'm here to make a declaration tonight to everybody. God told me, God said, is now becoming a form of mental illness. God said, God told me, we can all start to begin to agree that it is now a new mental illness that needs to be categorized in the DSM. I'm going to submit the paperwork to the American Psychiatric Association. I'm going to submit it at the top of the year. God said, God told me, God is talking to me. God is not talking to y'all like that. He's not. 24 hours a day, sun up to sundown. Those are your thoughts that you are attaching to God. But then, you know, what really blew me away, and you said that we probably gonna get in some trouble for this. You said we probably gonna get in some trouble for this. But you talked about LGBTQ people. You talked about this lesbian that you were, familiar with, or that was, I guess, working with you or whatnot, and a lesbian that got delivered. This is the part of the interview where I almost turned my TV off. And you said, we might get a little trouble for this one, but there was a masculine lesbian woman, he said. There was a masculine lesbian woman. And I guess in the process of getting some sort of deliverance, he said that he believed that masculinity that she had was the spirit of the man that sexually abused her. The masculinity that she was possessing was the spirit of the man that sexually abused her. Now, he said we might get in some trouble for that. That's what you said. Sir, You don't need to be teaching nowhere. I didn't even really know of you like that. I knew your name. I knew a couple of those viral situations, but you would never, nobody in my circle never said anything about you like a Carl Bean or a Yvette Flunder or O.C. Allen. I always heard of your name. But I want to say this. I don't think you need to be really, you need to go somewhere and really get yourself together. Because see, you have this, you just posted this. I don't know if this is in response to somebody telling you that somebody was going to go live this evening, but this was 2 hours ago. And you put this out 2 hours ago in full recognition of the impact of the testimony I have recently shared, along with the hunger for impartation and wisdom. We are officially launching a prophetic project in response, introducing We Want Out, a virtual space for people to receive constant impartation, prophetic pour pertaining to freedom, going deeper in God, mentorship for your calling, and encouragement for your journey. Our first virtual event will be December 18th at 8 p.m. If you feel a call to connect or have felt impacted by revelation that Abba Father has given me, let's connect. So, like, listen, it's a whole new thing here, y'all. So he can get it's like starting all over. It's like starting fresh. New people, new money, new cash flow. And I can tell you that sector is very, very popular. It's very, very popular. Those people love, them church folks, they love when you say that you're no longer gay. They eat it up. They literally eat it up when you say, I have been delivered. Speaking of witchcraft and the cult, you open up the lot. Well, let me say this. You said that recently, a lot of these pastors have been dropping dead. Is that what he said? A lot of the pastors, that are a lot of the people that have been dropping dead from, I guess, from the ministries, from these ministries. I mean, I haven't seen a wave the way you made it sound, but I have seen people die. Death is a part of life. But you then went into something that was very, very troubling. You started saying the middle ground pastors. See, these are the churches that don't have an official mantra or creed for LGBTQ, but they will allow you to come in and worship peacefully. And they do operate a safe space for you. So most of your conversation was about these middle ground pastors that are in the middle. I've always said, I don't even deal with that kind of stuff. But if somebody wants to go to one of these spaces, because some people don't like the traditional church, some people may not want to go to a gay affirming ministry. Some of y'all like the churches that blend a combination of both, and that's fine. But what it seems like you're doing is almost like you are doing a strategy. This is my opinion. Like you're attacking the theology of gay affirming ministries, right? And then you are also attacking the ministries that are also affirming or inclusionary or whatever that are in the middle. So there's nothing left but the traditional church space, right? So you're attacking both of them, and then there's nothing left but the traditional church space. Let me tell you this, Keith. I want to look in the camera. I want to look directly in the camera, Keith. If you see this, I don't know if you'll see it. You may not. But I want to look you dead in your eyes. And I need some witnesses in the chat. If you're in the chat, I need orange hearts if you're a witness to this. You don't have to be LGBTQ. You can be straight. But Keith, if you think that any of these people that have been healed and that have been liberated from the hurt and the pain that they have endured in some of these spaces, if you think that anybody is going to go back to that, you are crazy. When some of these people in this chat got those chains, got those ropes off of them, they ran. Like Suge Avery was running when she was trying to get that razor out of Ceely's hand. Whether they are gay or whether they are straight, there are some things you will never return to if you have been wounded and hurt to an unimaginable place. I will never go back to that. Now, if this is your new thing, if this is your new bucket or your new envelopes, I'm not here to stop you. But I just want to let you know that ain't nobody going back to that. Oh, no, 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 no. See, we have people that were molested and sexually assaulted by pastors. And had the same pastor get in the pulpit and teach Leviticus and Romans 1. Oh, we have that. We've had people that have been physically attacked and physically abused in ministries. And if you think, Keith, and you know all of this, but if you think somebody is going to go back to that, you are crazy. You're crazier than I probably would assume. That ain't happening, Keith. What? Ooh, that's a big gamble. Y'all better make sure y'all right. I'll take it up with God when I get to the other side. But I know I'm right. You talked about all that and how we're all our minds are all deceived, and there's another spirit that's attached to us, and there's a spirit attached to us. Was it attached to you when you were in the pulpit taking those gay people's money? While you felt something totally different in your heart? Was that spirit attached to you when you went to the bank and deposited their money into your account or the church's account? I'm just asking for a friend. Was it a spirit of mammon? Because see, you and the young man, y'all have a lot of religious speak. It's really, I'm going to be honest with you, after a while, it really becomes Saturday Night Live in living color skit. Y'all are not as deep as y'all think y'all are. There are some people that will eat both of y'all alive, theologically. I'm just saying, I'm talking about gay affirming theologians that will devour both of y'all. Y'all are not as deep as y'all think y'all are. And I'm not trying to be shady to the host. I'm not trying to be shady to you, sir. I don't know you. I don't know you, but let me say this to you. I see something on you. I don't have to, this is my opinion. I don't have to go into detail, but I see something on you. And I've noticed this sector of YouTube, I've noticed that lately in the last 60 days, a lot of y'all are talking about being delivered from masturbation and jacking off. I've seen you and another Abednego in the last 30, 60 days. Y'all are all talking about, masturbation. And I hope, brother, we need to talk. I hope eventually you give your full testimony, if that is your wish. I hope you give your full testimony, because a lot of times I've seen it so much that y'all are giving these partial testimonies. I hope you give your full testimony very, very soon. That's what I hope and pray, that your full testimony comes out too, Ezekiel. Yeah, because y'all, it seems like y'all be giving, like, you go all the way up to the edge and then you just, okay, you leave it right there. Let's get these likes up if we can. Please, let's get the likes up. You said that somebody told you that you're about to start a riot and a revolution and it will end in revival. And that's a direct quote. Somebody told you you're about to start a riot and a revolution, but it will end in revival. Stop, Tyesse. Child, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be funny with this. Sir, just do your thing, but let's not do all that. Archbishop Carl Bean started a revolution. Yvette Flunder, there are people that have been out here that have really changed the landscape. Even the late, great Walter Hawkins, sir. O.C. Alex, sir, let's not do this. Let's not play like this. Sir, please don't do that. Don't do that, sir. You're not about to do anything. I'm not even speaking a word curse over your life. You're about to start a new iteration of your spiritual, air quotes, journey. You're about to start a new iteration. You're not about to start no revolution. I'm not speaking over your life, but you're not about to start no revolution. We've seen people do this, not on your status level, but we've seen this before. We've seen people leave ministries and God told them. We've seen this. What happens 99.9% of the time is either exposure comes or it falls completely apart. I'm talking about 99.9% of the time. Exposure comes or it all just kind of like falls apart. Keith, I'm not trying to be shady. I'm not trying to be funny. But Keith, you better hope none of your circle come out here, because you haven't even given these people 60 good days to process what you did. You better hope that inner circle don't pull themselves together and come out here one day and hit live. Because every inner circle knows it all. But you also want to be mindful, that it may be a case where, is it the husband, the partner? You better hope he don't do no interview, because sometimes people just get up one day and they just want to tell everything. Now, I don't know, maybe NDAs, maybe, I don't know, maybe you never know what may be going on. But sir, you better hope and pray that somebody don't wake up one morning and that thing be in their belly. And we've seen that. That's how it always happens. They get up, they hit live, and they empty their upper and lower intestines. And it may not be anything like, we're not trying to make it seem like it's going to be something Hillsong worthy. But somebody may say, well, listen, let me tell you, they're going to tell their side of it. That's what I'm trying to say. Or they're going to tell how they see it all and how they experience it all. So while you're running around here talking to this man, and this man Ezekiel, we need to talk TV. I told somebody on the phone earlier, he is a stylized version, a Christian stylized version of Jerry Springer to me. That's how I see it. You got people on there talking about they saw Biggie Smalls in hell. They saw Tupac in hell. This is stuff, you can't take this stuff serious. We ain't saying Hillsong worthy, but people do have the ability to come out and say, well, you know, since we're talking about it, let me give you my experience over there, what I saw and what I went through. How many times have we seen that when something like this happens, somebody hits live and they empty their upper and lower intestines? So, sir, you go on and have your workshops and your think tanks and your TED Talks. Do whatever you need to do. But just make sure, I hope you sat down with yourself and made sure this is what you want to do. Last time, Yvette Flunder gave you, I think he said, Yvette Flunder gave him a phone call, I believe. She gave you a phone call. People did reach out to you. Everybody didn't treat you horribly. But I don't know, after people see this right here, I don't know if people going to still start writing these, giving some grace posts after they see this. Most people didn't even know about this interview because a lot of people don't watch that because that kind of stuff is injurious to people. It's injurious to gay people. So a lot of people didn't even watch this I hit the wrong button, y'all. A lot of people don't even watch this stuff. So let me see what it's called. It's called The Spirit Behind the Gay Church. Okay, so a lot of people don't even watch this stuff. So a lot of the Tyesse Squad didn't even know about it. They had no clue. I didn't even know because I don't even subscribe to that mess. When I saw the woman over there talking about she was in hell and she was in hell with Biggie Smalls, I said, oh no, I don't do this right here. This is crazy. Not only did he compare them to pigs, he gave the analogy of the man that was possessed and the man that said that when asked, you know, who resides in you? And the man said, Legion, because we are many. That like, sir, ain't no coming back from that, sir. You really got to roll on with these people. That's why I said, I hope this is a choice that you really thought about thoroughly. It is so reckless. It is so reckless to come back and do this while those people that were under your leadership are still processing their leader being totally duplicitous for years. Those people are still processing that. And you took your ass back over here, not even 60 days later. And now you're turning the knife again in these people. Sir, you cannot tell me red beans go with rice. I'm sorry. Now, them people over there, these new people, they will probably sit up under you. But sir, you couldn't, I'm sorry. I'm watching this. I'm not even a member of your church. You just was on this man's show. Then you went to my brother Will Horn. Then you went to my brother Larry Reed. Then you went, and then you gave up, and then you went back to your house. And now, sir, you should have allowed yourself at least 6 months to a year to sit in whatever you have going on. And then try to roll all this out. How are you moving this fast? Have you processed any of this? That means a lot coming from you, brother. That means a lot. Are you even clear on what you're feeling? Because this is like October, November, December, and now you're ready to start workshops? You can do whatever you want to do. This is America. That's one thing about America. You know, just pitch a tent and put a sign up. Lemonade, 25 cents. Just, you know, do whatever you need to do. Well, that's the question that a lot of people have been asking. You made a lot of money during your time as a gay affirming leader. Or have you thought about ways to offer up some type of reparations, Keith? Will you be setting up some sort of scholarship, or have you thought about any type of philanthropic endeavors? Now, we know we asked Creflo Dollar, because he had said that God, he had taught, tithing wrong all those years. He had taught it wrong. And then everybody asked him, well, can we get some refunds for those books? They said, you're not getting no refund. We're not giving you no refund. Not giving you no refund. I just told you I was wrong. You said, Keith, that you had a major deal that was worth more than 6 figures in the works. You had a major deal that was worth more than 6 figures in the works. And because of what God told you, and you said that God basically told you, if you don't obey, you were going to check out of here, basically, huh? Well, that's how I took it. You said God told you, it's going to require your life if you keep ignoring this. Something else you said, Keith. You said you turned down, Keith, you turned down a lot of money because you said, what would it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? You said you turned down more than 6 figures, Keith. Well, that's what you say, Keith. Keith, is that possible? Is it possible, Keith? You can let us know what was the network, what was the, it was going to be about LGBTQ people of color. Because we can get Holly Carter on the line. There's a lot of people we can call and get on the line. We can get everybody on the line. We can call BET. Yeah, who was it, Keith? You had a major deal on the line for 7 figures. Well, more than 6 figures. So 7 figures, that's $1 million deal. Can you please tell us who it was? So maybe somebody else can go and pick up the mantle. Just give us some initials. Why God don't say this in the beginning? We have not got answers on none of that ASAP. You say that we have lost our identity. We have a lost identity, and a lot of this stuff is our sexuality is attached to trauma points and traumatic things that we have endured. And so our sexuality, our identity is tied in with that trauma. I gave the analogy. You said there was a lesbian woman, and you said that she was hijacked. There was a spirit that hijacked her, the abuser. That spirit of the man is why I guess she identified masculine identified. I don't know. I didn't research it anybody, but does Keith have any degrees in psychology? I didn't research it. I really didn't. I would love to know if he has any type of, because he speaks a lot of things concerning psychology. And if you don't have any type of formal training in this, or at least the basics, sir, this is very injurious to people. It really is, Keith. Yeah, I didn't do no research. I didn't have time to do no research on all that. How many degrees he have? Do he have a degree in psychology, human behavior, anything, y'all? Gender studies, any type of, does anybody know? Give it some time, bro. He will probably emerge in that super conservative white evangelical speaker circuit with the likes. Of course, brother, that is the move. They know where the money resides. Now, they say he was over there with Matthew. They say he's been over there with Matthew for a minute. So I don't know what's going on here. But I believe eventually that's where he's going to be headed. I really believe that. I agree wholeheartedly, because that's where the money resides. Over there at the Heat Show, they did a great show on Bishop Wooden and his son-in-law and their ties to Turning Point USA. Go check that out at your leisure. He spoke about how he got his family back now, his family back in his life. And he said they told him basically that they had stopped praying because he was too far in it. He was too far gone. And now you have your family back. There are so many LGBTQ people that have been abandoned by their family. And the reason I say to Mr. Ezekiel, Mr. We Need to Talk TV, to him, this is content. And he probably believes he's on some sort of assignment from God, and he's working the vineyards for God and whatnot. But sir, I know you don't know anybody. You probably don't have anybody gay in your circle, Mr. We Need to Talk TV, to let you know the statistics of LGBTQ people of color, ages 18 to 25. What you're doing, and when you guys do stuff like this is very injurious to people in that age group. They're very sensitive at that time. They're very susceptible to so many different vices. And I don't know if you know this, sir, this is to us, this is not content. This is our lives. And I know you're looking for as many ex-gays as you can to platform because it does bring in numbers, I'm sure. But these are not jokes. This is not content. We're out here fighting for our spiritual lives, our existence. People are being unalived. LGBTQ teens have the highest rate of homelessness and self-harm, Ezekiel, while you're up smiling and snickling and whoo, and every 15 minutes, there is a lesbian woman, a lesbian teenager that is currently homeless right now, sleeping on the streets. This is not a joke to some people. There are gay boys being put out of their homes as I speak. And what makes everybody so mad is he knows this. He's worked with all of these organizations. I was looking earlier. He's worked with the HIV organizations. You work with all of these organizations. You know the statistics. So for you to be up here and doing this like this, like to really, it's almost evil. Like, why would you do this to people? You know the statistics. Why would you do this to people? It is evil to me, in my opinion. First of all, it's evil for you to do this knowing the statistics, but to the people that were under you, now they got to watch these videos and go through this again in less than 90 days? They haven't even, I'm sure, they haven't even processed. Many of them have been able to process what they've experienced. And now they have to. Here we go again. So as I get ready to move into my other topics, we have a few. I just want to say this. I want to give you an analysis of what I believe what we have here. Some people go into ministry and they are not called. This is my final analysis. Some people go into ministry and they're not really called. Something drives them to ministry. It could be ego. It could be the sense of being somebody. It could even be trauma that he spoke about in other gays' lives. But something drives people to ministry when they don't need to be in ministry. And sir, this mantle is not something you pick up like a toy and put down. This is a life's work, and you have to be prepared. Yes, you will evolve. Yes, you will grow. Yes, you will do all kinds of things on your journey. But you can't start out and say, God told me that you are all loved and you are all perfect. And then 10, 15, 20 years later, say the complete opposite as though God is a liar. Sir, nobody is buying this. Well, nobody on this side is buying this. More likely than not, you probably did not need to be in ministry. Because if you can drop people off without any pastoral care or humility, if you can do that, then that is very, very, very duplicitous. If you can do that with ease and not miss a moment's sleep, that is nasty work. But like I said, I'm going to be honest with you, Keith. Just be mindful. I have never seen one of these cases like this, where somebody or a group of people don't come out and have their say on some things. And to the husband, the ex-husband, or whoever he is, the partner, whoever he is, I just want to offer him an opportunity. If he ever wants to come on and talk about anything, life, anything, sir, you have a welcome space here. Anybody from that ministry. Yeah, the same way he going over there to Mr. Him, you're all welcome here at the official Tyesse Report. Inbox me or email me. Let me give you my email address. Come on and you can empty your guts, upper and lower intestines. Please stop by. I would love to have you. I will put that husband, ex-husband, whoever it is, I will put you up at the finest hotel. We will bring you in. You can come right here and sit next to me and tell us everything you need us to know about your journey. You'll have Uber Black, a high-end hotel. That I can assure you. He's going on now. He's getting ready to start his, what is it called? We don't want to call it the wrong thing. We want out. I know you do. I know you want out. You want out? Yeah, I know. It can get rough. Financially, things happen. You want out. I get it. You see that shade type. No, I'm just saying. You just want out. I get it. You want out. I guess they're talking about sexuality. Oh, they're talking about sexuality. Because things dry up. Things dry up. The buckets dry up. You know, so sometimes you might want to try something different. That's all I'm saying. I'm not being shady. I'm not trying to be catty. Seasons change. Things dry up. You know. Okay. Whew. I think I feel a little complete here, y'all. I think I feel a little complete. I feel better. I feel a lot better. I tell y'all one thing though. What's that man Ezekiel? That stuff around there, honey. When you look at that stuff, you're like, oh my God, how did they come up with this stuff? And people watch it. People literally watch that stuff. It's like he got 600,000 subscribers. They watch it. They love it. I saw the devil at White Castle today. You did? They love that stuff, y'all. I saw a demon looking at me in the mirror when I was getting my feet done at the nail shop. It was a demon in the water. It was. Come on to the show. We need to talk. I went to the bathroom and the devil stole my hamburger at McDonald's. Tonight, you will talk to the lady that used to be the devil's secretary. My God, she was. She was the secretary in hell for 3 days. And she came up out of a coma. People watch that stuff, y'all. They watch it. They watch it. They watch it. They support it. Mm-hmm. And now you got all of these LGBTQ folks going around there talking about I'm no longer gay. Half of them eyebrows still arched, lip gloss on, Willie Walker's number 14, lightly dusted. And they talking about they delivered. Keith sitting there snatched and coiffed with his braids. Larry asked him a question about what position he was. He didn't want to answer that. You talk about everything else, Keith. Larry asked him, like, you know, are you a top or a bottom? What are you? He didn't want to answer that, but you can sit up here and talk about the spirit of abandon or Abaddon. You talk about all that. Tell us some of your secrets. Like I said, y'all keep talking about these damn masturbation videos. Just seen one with a Bendigo. I used to masturbate all the time. I got delivered for masturbation. Y'all need to tell us, what were y'all masturbating to? We've heard your testimony. Okay, we heard your testimony. What were you looking at when you were masturbating? Second time. Now this guy talking about, yeah, I was masturbating. I used to masturbate. Well, sir, what were you looking at when you were masturbating? We need that part of your testimony. I'm equal opportunity. Matthew Stevenson was trying to come out. Somebody in here on Jack, and your screen cracked. Somebody in here on Jack. If I would have been there, I would have asked him, well, you know, apostle, doctor, how do you know what jacked is? That's what I would have asked him. But I would have been sitting there. Somebody in here on jack right now, and your screen got a crack in it. It do. Well, how you know about jack? How you know about grinder? Mm-hmm. You know what you over there? What was y'all over there touching yourself, looking at? Tell that part of your testimony. Ezekiel, Abednego. I don't deal with these partial testimonies, y'all. I don't deal with these partial testimonies. Tell it all. I sure would have asked him. Sure would have. Are y'all ready for Church World News? Let's jump right into it. We got a lot. We got a lot. I'm glad we came on early. Cue the music so we can get into this Church World News. Cue the music. Well, why don't we just let the pop pan lady give us about 60 seconds while we get ready and set up? Okay, come on, pop pan lady.
Hello, everybody. Come on, get your stuff. Go get a washboard. Go get a pop pan. Go get a box. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Y'all come on in here. Glory, glory, glory. Come on. Come on, get your stuff. Go get a box. Go get some sticks. Go get a pop pan. Come on, Carla. Come on, Jay. Come on, Deborah. Come on, Bricky. Come on. Everybody. Come on, Robert. Everybody. Come on, Gail. Come on, Bricky. Come on, Robert. Come on, Carl. Come on. Everybody. Everybody get your stuff. Everybody get your stuff. Come on, Mom.
Go get a lasagna pan. Yeah, go get a lasagna pan. Go get an oxtail pot. Go get whatever you can. Yeah, hey, everybody, thank y'all so much. We better take this offering up. We better take this offering up now. Everybody, we need everybody that is in the building. We're getting ready to do these stories for Church World News, but we need everybody that's here to move forward at this time and sow into this magnanimous platform, whether it's $5 or $100. If anything that you got tonight was beneficial or put some starch in your back or gave you a new perspective, We're asking that you move forward. 5, 10, 15, 20. There is no number tonight because this is a special event. Somebody may give 100 tonight. Somebody may give 200. We don't know what your lot is. But we ask that you move forward at this time and put your offering in the bucket. Yes, if you're enjoying this platform. If we don't have levity, candy, it would be almost too much to bear. But thank God, O.C. Allen, Yvette Flunder, my late bishop, have given us the tools that we need to survive something like this. Because this right here is enough to pull your heart out your body if you were not prepared properly. See, hopefully those people over there at that ministry have the tools they need to survive this. People walk away from God because of stuff like this. Thank you, Sister LaFrance, for $12.10. We want to make sure that this house is taken care of. We got some hot topics to get into tonight. We believe God for the ways and for the means. There are multiple ways to give. They're all on your screen. There are multiple ways to give, and they're all on your screen. We're going to wait until we get this offering right. We're not going to move away from the giving portion tonight. The money is coming in. We're going to take our time and make sure this thing is done right. Yes, we are. We're not going to move. Get a cast iron skillet. Get whatever you need. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. You are appreciated. You appreciate it. Thank y'all. People are giving. Damasco said, thank you, brother. We'll be sure to support him on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Support our brother tomorrow night because God is faithful. Everybody make sure to support him. I'll make sure I get the flyer that I made earlier. Let me get that up. Those are the ways to give on your screen. We'll make sure this money is right. We will take up a second offering at the end of the night. But this initial offering, we'll make sure that it's right. Somebody may want to give $12.10 tonight. Yeah, the money is coming in. There it is. Thank God. We thank God for Jesus tonight. We know that God is an ever-present help in a time of trouble. We know that. And he will do exceedingly abundantly. That's what he will do. Okay. We will take another offering up at the end of the night. We will do that at that time. Okay. Be sure to check this brother out. You can see his information is there. Look him up. It is upcoming tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. But go over and subscribe right now. Go over and subscribe. Oh, my God. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Ricky Harding, Nikita Hightower, Willie Hawthorne. Oh, my God. My nephew, thank you for that, nephew, for heavy lifting Taruma. Oh, my God. Thank you, Theo. Thank you, brother. Oh, Jesus. Y'all are really showing out tonight. Thank you, Antonio. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Y'all have shown out tonight. We will try to complete the seed tonight at the end of the show. We will try to complete the seed. Thank you so much, everybody that gave tonight. Thank you so much. Oh, let me bring this down. Okay. What do we have? What is this for, baby? What is this? Okay, this is, okay, hold on. What do we have here? Okay. Did I? Yes, I did. I did not get that video up. Do we need the video? Oh, just put this up while you talk about it and then get the video up. Okay. Okay, y'all. Let me see if I can go get the video. Oh, my God. I did everything but what I needed to do. Okay, Citadel has raised $10,000 of the $1.2 million that they need. Okay. One more time, Citadel over there in Brooklyn, they have raised $10,000 of the well, how much do they need? They need $1.2 million. So they're about $1.2 million short. Okay. And there is a campaign at this time. There is a campaign. That's one. Yeah, that's 1%. Now I don't know. Anything is possible with God. We're waiting for the video to upload. Maybe we can read. Let me see. We're gonna read the statement. I hope we have the statement available. Okay. We're waiting for this video to upload. Why don't we play Mama Sherman while it's uploaded? Okay, here we go. I believe you're sleepy tired. No, I'm not. Okay, let's go.
Habakkuk the prophet says, how long?
How long? Not long.
And that's what we're saying to the powers to be. How long will you ignore us?
That's right.
How long would you act like we're not talking? We echo every word that our dad had said, father said. We echo every word, and Bishop Vaughn, we echo the words. And we say to you, the powers to be today, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
That's right.
We understand the powers to be. And so we declare that greatness shall come and good shall come out of this situation. And we ask you today to support, sign the petition. It's him today, but it could be us tomorrow. And when one fight, we all fight. And so we say to the Bishop Bond today in Citadel, stand tall.
Okay, so where we at? Somebody just inboxed me. The one that's talking, his church is in foreclosure too. I can't do this tonight. Stop. We got to focus on one thing. Listen. There's an attack of the devil. There's an attack of the devil ASAP. Citadel of Praise and Worship, 28-year-old church who moved into our Canaan 10 years ago, located at 105 Barbary Street in Brooklyn. The building has been closed for some time when we moved in. It was extremely expensive to bring the building up to code and make it habitable for parishioners. But by God's grace, we were able to keep working on the project. Now we brought life back to the property, and we're making an impact on the community by increasing the quality of life and restoring hope to the downtrodden. We are faced with unjust rulings in our court system, ultimately seeking to remove us from our home that we paid $1.8 million cash. Okay, not to mention the money we had to invest into the property. We're asking you to sign our petition. Our goal is to get 5,000 signatures. Stand with Citadel. So go over to Kevin Bond's page, or go over to Citadel page or Pleasant Grove Church page, and it's in foreclosure because of non-payment. So y'all go over there and sign the thing. I don't know what that's going to do. Thank you, Brother Travis. Okay, they said it was in foreclosure or was in foreclosure. Okay, thank you for the distinction, brother. Okay, so I mean, I don't have anything to add, y'all. I don't know. I just think, like, whatever your financial issues were, whatever they were, they got out of control, they got out of hand, and now, it's just a lot going on, Kevin. I don't know. What I can do is I wish the best for everybody. Nobody wants to see a historic or community church lost, especially after all that was invested. But we do have to have some real conversations about financial responsibility, financial clarity in our communities, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna surround the man. We're gonna surround the man of God in the church with our well wishes. I know, Antonio, we just want to, wish them luck and their endeavor. We hope they get to 5,000 signatures. I don't know what that's going to do, but listen, Citadel is still they still over there, I think. That's what they said. They said that, they wasn't leaving until the people came, the shares came. That's what I heard.
Battery 70%.
Do we have the audio for this man? Let me pull him up really quickly. These people just get on my nerves, y'all. This stuff is it's exhausting. Y'all keep me lifted. The black church, as we know, is exhausting. Every time you look up at something. Okay, can we get the audio for this man? As soon as we get this over here. Okay, Bluetooth. It's nearly 500 people in the audience. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It will fill up with paper. God don't need 4 walls. Pay it. Yeah, that's all I can do, ASAP, is just wish these people well, bro.
Battery 70%.
We know how much battery left, ma'am. Just give us the damn audio, lady. Okay, now she's talking about we can't connect. Why can't we connect? Let me see if I'm connected over here. We need the audio. We should have had this.
Device not found.
Ma'am.
Connected to.
Okay, there we go.
S23FE.
That's all we wanted, man, was a little audio for the damn thing. We want no trouble. Okay, let me see what we got here. At first it said it was connected. Why ain't it connected? Okay, wait a minute, try one more time.
Battery 70%. Connected to John's S23FE.
Promise you, where is your secret place?
Okay, we got it. Okay, we got the audio.
I'm almost through. You're going to get out early today, I promise you. But where is your secret place? I know y'all was at the concert last night, and I ain't talking about Kirk Franklin. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about The Boy Is Mine. Y'all, I can get up. But where is your secret place? And hear me, I had tickets. Because folks I know worked for the tour, and they gave me free ones. But the reason why I didn't go is because I had to go into. Ain't nothing wrong with me going, but I had to go into my secret place. And the reason why I had to go into my secret place is because I needed revelation for the moment. And see, when you go into your secret place and you really tap in, you understand that there are stuff that's born and birthed in the moment. See, again, if you don't have a secret place,
How did Brandy and Monica catch us straight in a sermon? Like, sir, if you didn't go, you just didn't go. What does that have to do with them? I'm lost. Joanne, just your sermon was about, consecrating your soul and just preach on that. These young women don't have nothing to do with what you got going on, bro. And then you also over there flossing. How about, because I know somebody and I had tickets. Did you give them away? Brandy and Monica just trying to make a living, Marvin. You got a lot going on over there right now, but what's his name and what's going on over there? You need to focus on that, Marvin. Over there at that church, there's a lot going on. I don't understand some of the new theology, y'all. I don't understand it. Brandy and Monica eyes are beautiful. Yeah, they're beautiful. I had tickets, but I didn't go. Okay. You didn't go, bro. Anyways. So many people have been talking about Leandria Johnson. You heard Dr. Reed talk about her on yesterday evening, discussed the incident. There's some other bloggers that have been discussing it, and there's different levels to the conversation. Most of the judgment from some of the commentators are rooted in judgment, and there are some people that cover it with truth as well as compassion. But some people, they just, they don't know how to do that. So you can be truthful to the situation, but you can also, offer somebody grace and compassion, because but for God, it could be all of us, any of us. I said it on William's show last night, y'all. Alcoholism is a disease. It has to be treated like any disease, whether it's cancer, leukemia, COPD. It is a disease. And the church will not be able to fix this solely. Let me see what my brother said. He ain't studied for his sermon the night before, so he was studying. That's what usually happens, brother. Leandria Johnson, if not careful, I don't want her to end up like a Whitney Houston or a Billie Holiday. I am worried now. I am beginning to worry. Are there people in her circle? Is there anybody, does she have accountability partners? Because I don't want to wake up one morning and the news comes that Leandria is gone. Cirrhosis of the liver, pancreatitis, esophageal issues are very prominent with alcoholics. Okay, very prominent. Gallbladder issues as well. So we have to be mindful. She has a dichotomy because her talent is what brings her money. But now we're getting to the point where people are going to probably stop booking her because the news is too frequent. And people are not going to believe what you're singing about if they just saw a viral video the night before. So people are not going to be able, so the gigs are going to start kind of drying up. I was hopeful when I saw her on Candy, and Candy offered to bring her in and tutor and help her. She needs inpatient long-term treatment. See, that's why Whitney lost her life. She went the last time Dr. Tony to Orange County. They said she stayed about 30 days and she was back out. And so when you have stuff like this, somebody like myself that has abused alcohol, never been an alcoholic, but somebody that has abused alcohol, I know alcohol can be a crutch and it can help you numb things that you don't want to address. I don't want her to lose her gift from alcohol. I don't either, Bill. I don't either, brother. I remember when she was on Iyanla. I remember Erica from Mary Mary came in to support. I remember Iyanla gave tough love. But you have to realize that if she does not get the help that she needs, usually it doesn't end well, because alcohol, it does a lot of damage to your body. I'm still recovering, and I haven't had a drink probably in 2 years. Yeah, she needs at least 180 days. Sometimes that helps SB2 guardianship, conservatorship. It's a slippery slope because we don't want her to end up like Wendy Williams. And so the church's response usually is judgment. Usually they lead from a place of judgment. And so church is not always holistic, if that makes sense. It's not always holistic. I've seen a lot of artists, gospel artists, that I know were either high or something else was going on. We don't want to make Leandria the face of the gospel industry vice or vices. I've seen gospel artists I knew were either drunk or they had a little bump or something because I know the activity. I know the energy. So let's not make Leandria the face of alcoholism because a lot of y'all girls, I don't want to call your name, but a lot of y'all love the little brown liquor before you went out and sang your heart out. I don't want to do that, because some of y'all are going on to the great mystery. So I don't want to do that to y'all. But a lot of y'all were no stranger to brown liquor and cigarettes and Benson and Hedges and Virginia Slims. We can smell the cigarette smoke in your dresses. The cigarette smoke was all in your wigs and stuff. Let's not do Leandria like this. Let's not do her like this. Let's be stern, but let's be compassionate. We smelled the cigarette smoke all in them big wigs y'all used to wear back in the day. We could smell the Newports all out in the audience. I hope the pastors don't go online and start making sermons about her. They've already done that. They've already done that, I. McDonald. Yeah, it's a lot I could say, y'all, but I'm going to leave it alone. But we gotta figure out who all over there in her circle. Moms, make sure y'all put some links to our Patreon. Make sure y'all put some links to the Patreon in the chat, everybody. Make sure we put some links to the Amazon wish list. I agree. I'm just simply saying this is where the energy should be. True prayers or true intercession, uplifting. But like Ty said, they would rather speak from judgment. Yeah, you got bloggers. You got these bloggers. A lot of them are judging her, talking about her. These are the same people, some of these LGBTQ bloggers. Their teeth marks are still in the trees at the local park. And you talk about, well, she needs to hunt out. Oh, I can't. She needs to. And your phone number is on the stall in the bathroom at Piedmont Park. And you talk about this woman's alcoholism. It's really, y'all, it's a case study. Your teeth marks are in the tree bark over at that damn park. Oh my God, it's the judgment of it all. Oh, she drunk. She was on there drinking. Are we serious? Is this what we're doing? There was a line over at that bathroom, wrapped around the damn bathroom like it was a Black Friday sale over at that bathroom at that park. The line wrapped around the bathroom. And you want to talk about Leandria? Ooh, she whiz, I guess. People are quick to forget where the Lord brought them from. Yeah. The people that took your Valentino don't even slide your ID. They just say, go in. They just give you a locker. Over there, Tokyo Valentino. You don't even have to slide your ID over there. They just say, go in the back. Go on back there. We know you. You're an elite member. You're a gold plus platinum member. Ooh, test squad. I don't know. Leandria. We're gonna keep her prayed up. We don't want that news. We don't want the news that something happened to Lily. We don't want the news that something has happened to Lily. Oh, girl, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I cannot do this. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Ooh, Brian is painted. Is he? I'm trying to see. Is that a light mahogany? Okay, Brian. Let me just say this, Brian. You know, I'm not here to bash you. I'm here to talk to my followers, actually, because this is like beating a dead horse. Brian, I'm not here to judge. I'm here to talk about an email I received. I received the email from somebody that said that they used to be over there at that church. Naida. Used to be over there at that damn church, and they said they don't go no more. And they said to me, Tyesse, everybody knows about what's going on. Everybody. The leadership, the church members, Didn't I tell y'all this at Patreon last night? It's an open secret. Everybody knows. It just keeps coming to the internet streets. It keeps coming to the internet streets. And so they also said in the email that there is almost like a reality show thing going on in the church where these women are vying, and a lot of it's psychological, some of it's actualization, but everybody's vying for and waiting their turn. Like, and if you're in the church, she said you would know what she's talking about if you were really ingrained in the church. People know about this. Like just waiting, like, oh my God, am I going to get my turn? Now, this is alleged. It's alleged. Of course, everything is alleged. But why is everybody shocked? Let me say this. Naida, let me just say, I know Naida like, child, what I got to do with it? Let me say this, Naida. Brian Carn is not going anywhere. Brian Carn is not about to be set down. Brian Carn is not about to lose any members, okay? Because if he was, it would have been done by now. This is a church culture problem. And the church don't have a problem with it. Did you hear me correctly? He's not going to be set down. He is not going to be removed. This is a church culture problem, and the church don't have a problem with it. How many times do we have to say this over and over again? The man, they say he's a good offering raiser. He raises a good offering. And hey, it is what it is. So I don't know what to tell. I really don't know what to tell people. What do you want? This new woman came out and said that, the baby, although she ain't got no test results back yet, but the baby may be Brian's. But the problem is she had unprotected sex with somebody in, within a 10-day period. So it could be anybody's baby. And listen, it may be a situation where she may have had sex with Brian and Brian may have used protection. But sometimes these people want to come out here and say whatever. But if Brian is out here, if you're out here raw dogging it, bro, that is not good. Because you're running the risk of having or bringing a baby into the world that you're probably not going to be an active father in that baby's life like that. Because these women are not people that you're going to be settling down with. These are not women that you're going to be, living with. So now you have a baby, and are you really going to be in that baby's life, that child's life like that? There's so many fatherless children out here. She killed me with that one, Antonio, talking about, I'm going to call the man John. No, girl, give his real name. You gave Brian real name. She said they use condoms. Okay, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear nothing about no condoms. Girl, if y'all use condoms, then how is the baby his? Or possibly his? Did anybody hear her say they use condoms? Because I'm lost. Yeah, maybe I'm missing something. I'm curious. You can't be over there skeeting like that, Brian. You can't be over there skeeting that off like that, baby, because that's real risky. And I tell women, I tell black women, stop assuming that you will only contract HIV from a down low man. Stop assuming that down low men or, DL activities is the only route for you to be infected by the virus. Because it's very prevalent in the heteronormative community as well. She and Vastine come on Larry's show last night. What? She and Vastine? I was producing my Patreon. She said she didn't use condoms. She said she didn't use condoms. Did she use condoms or she didn't use condoms? Yeah, and come back and said the other man's name is William. I didn't see none of this, y'all. Lord knows I did not. Educate and explain, Ty. I'm telling these women, stop assuming that the man has to be down low for you to catch HIV or an STD. And so a lot of women would tell you, yeah, he was straight and I got infected. She used them before. She said that she didn't use condoms with him. And now you got these bloggers running around here talking about we need to handle these women with kid gloves. We need to handle, these are sensitive matters that we need. We're exhausted, sir. The blogger over there, the man. Sir, we're exhausted. We're not handling nothing with no kid gloves. You back here freaking and sucking and swapping and busting it open and biting headboards and shaking bed rails. Sir, we're not going to be sitting up here playing with this lady. Oh, please handle her with care. Handle all of this with care. Y'all are freaks. Stop spiritualizing freaktivities. The big part of the responsibility lies in Brian home. Let's be clear. You are the leader, you are the shepherd, and everything lies with you, Brian. Ty, what do the women see in him? He's not well, I'm not gonna say he's ugly, but he ain't, Boris Cujo or nothing, But I'm not gonna say he's not attractive either. When she first came on live, she said she did not. Then today she said she did. Well, we had that with Gigi. We had that with Sister Gigi. She's right there talking about we did something and I didn't want to do it. And then she did another video and the girl basically used over there getting your back blown out, Gigi. Then she did another video a month or two later. Yeah, we did. You did it. Oh, girl, listen, y'all. I said I was going to do a few topics because tonight is, Church World News night, but I had to handle overall Apostle McQueen. So I didn't want to leave all those topics on the table. We got to save Citadel. We got to save Citadel. Marvin Sapp is around there talking about he got tickets, but he didn't use them to the Boys Mind Tour. And somebody needs to go around there and check on Leandria fast. Hold on one second. I did not know both of them went round there, y'all. Where the hell was I at? Both women shared on Larry's show, which ran for a long time after Patreon. They were still on the live. What? Oh, you know what? We had to call from William. Then we went right into that not bullshit, but we went right into that mess. That's probably what happened to resident therapists. We was over there dealing with that mess. My God, today. What? Tell me this, y'all. Do y'all think it was the real women? Because people love to call in and talk about, hey, this is me, I'm Vashti. What percentage of y'all think it was the real women? Do you think it was really Vashti? I got distracted. It's okay, not either. It's all right. It won't happen again. I'm like Angela Bassett over there and waiting to exhale. It won't happen again. Okay, do y'all think it was the real women, though? Now, either say it was them. Because people like to call in. They on Larry's show talking about, hey, this me. Me? All Theo said, no, it was them. Brian not going to do nothing, y'all, but ride it out. He going to ride it out. Bishop Gates ain't going to do nothing. He will release a statement, a very generic statement, and that's just going to be the end of it. I don't know how nobody sit up under somebody with these kind of scenario. I don't know how you sit up under somebody. I'm sorry. I don't know how many people do it over there, wherever it's at, over there in North Carolina. Where is he at? Is he in Charlotte, y'all? Is he in Charlotte or is he over there in is he in Houston or Charlotte? I don't know how the people sit under that mess. Oh, they're telling me, Tyesse, they were very open and forthright to you, Larry. Oh, they saying that they was open and forthright. Y'all using big words in these in DMs. They was open and forthright with Larry. What? Vashti was giving details. I feel so bad for her. I'm praying for his new church. Oh, Jesus. You know they in here, y'all. I'm going to fix this gate. You know they in here. I'm going to close this gate till about an hour. You know they in here. They can't stand me. I've never seen nothing like these demons. They're just so upset that I moved on with my blogging career. So these demons are out there. They're hot now, baby. They say, oh no, he done left us all alone. Yeah, I have, honey. I've left all of you demons alone. Go get in a car and recreate the final scene from Thelma and Louise. I don't have nothing for you. I don't have nothing for you. Good riddance. Oh, they upset, baby. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, I think he's serious this time. Now, listen, you go tell William whatever you want to tell him. You go around there and get in the chat and tell people whatever you want to tell them. I don't give a damn. I don't even know about it. I don't even know about none of that damn beefing and arguing and shit. All of y'all, go get in a white van and recreate the final scene from Thelma and the damn Louise. You know, because they sit at home angry and upset. They see he got 500 people in this chat. People enjoy themselves. It irritates those demons. Them demons are being vexed right now. They can't take it. Here's the question. Here's the question, y'all. Here's the question. We have to ask. Somebody needs to ask it. Somebody needs to ask it. I'm going to ask. Do Brian Korn have a sex addiction? Is Brian Korn a sex addict, or is Brian Korn addicted to fornication? Because what we can't do, y'all, we cannot continue to talk about, well, you know, men, you know, it's a man, men, they be doing their thing. We know he's a man, but this is a pastor. This is a pastor. We can't use the man excuse for everything, y'all. Yes, he does. He has a sex addiction. Well, how you know, Lily? How you know, sis? You went over there, was you, Alicia? Not my Alicia. You went over there at that damn church over there, was you, in the back rooms? Moving on. It's diagnosable, whatever it is. Well, you know, Halle Berry made, what's that man's name? I can't think of his name. Eric Benet, he said that he was a sex addict, but then he came back and said, I just said that because they wanted me to say it. Sex addiction is real. Sex addiction is real. Pornography addiction is real, y'all. He couldn't handle me. I'm too old for him. Oh, I think he just whorish and is more addicted to power. Can you imagine being a fairly decent looking man? You got power of the prestige of the pulpit and all of these high yellow women that, all these high yellow women at church. Can you imagine what that feels like? And there's something very sexual about ministry, y'all, when you're preaching. It's something very, very orgasmic. Preachers talk about it all the time. It's something very, Brian, listen, sir. You're not going to do it, but Brian, You need to come out and do it like just go live and talk, Brian. Just go live and just talk. Tell the people, you know, what's going on with you internally. His church is a club. The email said that they over there like they own survival. Is it my turn yet? Any more letters come? Talking about? You're waiting for some meat? Like y'all are taking numbers for this meat. Is it my turn to get a piece? Can I get my shot now? Brian, can I get me? Can you plow me next? Oh my God, gee whiz. And y'all just sitting around there waiting. And then y'all got all these competition and mind games with each other. He must have a golden peen. Well, we know he has a very, very heavy bread basket. We know that, but oh my God. Child, between this man over here, McQueen, and all of this is going on in the other part of the church sector, standing in the pulpit with tight pants on. Oh my God. I'm dropping the link for anybody that would like to come up. If you want to talk about McQueen, you can talk about McQueen. You can talk about Brian Karn, Leandria Johnson. We would love to have some people come up because we're slightly early tonight, so we can get out of here on time. But if you want to come up and talk about Leandria, Citadel, Brian Karn, have you had an experience with a pastor? Were you caught up in lust? Were you bent over a desk in the back there? Are you willing to be transparent tonight? You know, talk to me. What is it? Talk to the Tyesse Report. The link is in the chat. We need to pin it. Let me know if the link works. Let me know if the link works, Ty Squad, new followers and friends. We want to welcome all of our subscribers, all of our new subscribers. Thank you. No matter how you got here, we thank you. I don't give a damn how you got here. Okay, does the link work? Okay, the link works. There goes somebody. Oh my God! Oh, you got that hospital. Got her groove back glow.
I am sun-kissed. I'm not as chocolate as I want it to be, but I got some sun.
Okay. Well, who are you talking about tonight? McQueen, Karn, Citadel, Leandria,
Mr. Karn.
Okay.
I just think that when we allow our leaders to constantly get away with certain things, I can cry a little bit, say I'm sorry, say, I'm dealing with an issue, I'm oppressed. It gives room for.
Oh, we lost Sarah. Sarah, we lost you, Sarah. I think she hit something. Let me bring you in real quick, SP2, while we wait for Sarah.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
We can.
Okay, good. I'm driving right now. Okay, this is my thing, and by no means am I making an excuse for anything with Karn and things of that nature. But I will say this: I've been in church all my life, and like many of us on here, and I kind of feel sorry for Karn because at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this: yes, he's a pastor, yes, he's a prophet, and yes, he has influence. But at the end of the day, he's still a man. And I think the problem is, because I saw when he was on the interview with Willie Moore Jr., he said it was kind of like how Michael Jackson was. And remember how Michael Jackson was saying the reason why he got all this circuses and amusement parks and stuff at his house because he didn't get a chance to be a kid. Now, I've known of Karn since, me and him went to middle school together, but we don't know each other on a personal level like that. But as long as I've known him, he's always been prophesying and preaching like that. So I think he's kind of acting out on stuff that he never got a chance to get out of his system when he was like a teenager and things of that nature, because he always had to live up to, being this prophet or this, this preacher and stuff at an early age. Now, am I taking up him? Absolutely not. I do think whoever is over him does need to hold him accountable. There does need to be some counseling in place or something like that. But I do think, by him being a single pastor, 80%, 90% of his church is nothing but women. And if he already has some type of issue with controlling himself, there needs to be some level of accountability that needs to be had to him. Now, to be honest, at this point, he is scandal proof. So this is not going to shut down his church, or it's not going to turn members away from him. Whoever's going to follow him, they're still going to follow him. But I do think we kind of need to look at the fact that honestly, I just think that he's just acting out at this point. That's just me. Because this is probably something that he's been wanting to do when he was a teenager, a young adult, but he couldn't do it. Now that he's in a position where he can do it, he feel like he can get away with it. He's just having a ball right now. And then they willing to allow him to do it. So that's just me.
All right. Well, thank you, SB2.
No problem, y'all.
All right. That's a man speaking, man speak. Now we'll have Sarah speak, woman speak. Go ahead, sis.
I'm sorry, I hit a button and went away.
Yeah,
But what I was saying was, yes, we know he was a man before he was the
Can't hear
preacher, the
you.
prophet.
I
You
can
can't
hear
hear?
her. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. But I think that again, the mentality of the church, and male, how some males think, he's allowed to get away with it because no one has held him accountable. Just because you go to the buffet don't mean you got to eat everything that's on it. So, if you have no self control and no self restraint, how can you be a leader, and how can you tell others how to have self control and restraint? I can't listen to you if you have a string of broken hearts behind you, and you just dibbling and dabbling with everybody, which is kind of dangerous if you think of it. You don't know people's mental state of mind, and this is how we get the snapped, which is one of
Yep.
my favorite shows. And I'm not wishing anything bad on him, but if he wants to kick it and wild out and sow his royal oats, then take a leave of absence, step down, and go do your thing, and leave the mantle for someone who can handle the mantle, and go to the buffet.
Well, that was a whole word, Sarah. Thank you. You're looking good. I got to send you some money for your birthday because you were away and we didn't forget. So I'll send you something.
Thank you.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, Sister Alicia, you're up next.
So I couldn't hear her, so hopefully I'm not repeating what she said. But I didn't grow up in church, and I'm glad I didn't. But growing up, I'm from New Jersey, and in the Apostolic Church and all the churches I've been a part of, they would have never put up with that. So not only is it his leader need to sit him down, and his leader is wrong for allowing him to be in that pulpit. I think if the parishioners, if the congregation, if they didn't have anybody in them pews, and if people stayed home or went somewhere else until they got it together, I think that would force leadership to do the right thing. I don't really know a lot about Karn, but it's just hard for me to believe that leaders are actually tolerating this behavior in the pulpit. But then the other side of me, the Bible tells us in the last days, don't be amazed by the things that you're going to see, because certain things have to happen in order for him to return. It's got to be at its worst for him to return. So back in the day when pastors was sneaking around with extra women and you didn't know about it until something happened. And now you have people full blatantly showing you what they're doing in your face, and they're not embarrassed, they're not ashamed. So all these different things that we're seeing, if Christ is going to come back, for those that believe in the rapture,
he's not coming back until it gets its worse. So all the stuff that we're going through. So and with the ladies and with Brian, they both have a responsibility. He have a responsibility to not be a man whore, and they have responsibilities to not mess with a man whore. Now that Vashti girl, she had 10 years with him. So she has more of an investment. So her hurt is at a different level. And last night we kind of heard it. It's at a different level because you put up with this man for 10 years. This man was telling you he gonna marry you. And based on what they were saying, he's telling these women that he's gonna marry them.
I
So
didn't see any of this, y'all. I don't know where I
well,
was.
you were in your own Patreon last night.
Okay, I didn't know none of this was going on.
That's why, because you were in your own show last night.
Okay.
And I actually went and listened to your replay afterwards because it was too much. We thought it was done. We thought we were going home. And then, because of course Larry called him a hoe. And then they came into the comments.
Oh wait. What?
Yeah, he was saying that she was moving like a hoe. He did apologize to her because she explained what was going on. She wasn't answering.
Here's the thing, Alicia. If we gonna call the lady a hoe, well, Brian is a hoe too.
Well, we know he a hoe.
Okay, yeah, everybody gotta be on accord with that. He's a hoe too, then. Everybody's a hoe. Okay.
He's a double hoe. But the thing is, as a woman, I have self-respect. I have dignity. First of all, I don't look at men that look better than me. I don't look at men that stay in the mirror longer than me. I don't want no man that's known to sleep around. And I don't want somebody that everybody else wants. That's a problem. Because unless that man have self-control, it's always going to be a problem. And see, if he was in New Jersey, we would have already took him down. We would have already beat him up in his head so bad he wouldn't have been taking it out for nobody else. He just wouldn't have did it. He would have been too scared to sleep around. Okay, because we crazy.
What part of New Jersey is this?
Patterson, P-Town, baby.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow. So you don't want a man that's look too good, and you don't want a man that's doing too much.
I don't want no man that look better than me. Because when you get them real good looking men, everybody is always looking at them. They always want them. And I ain't got time to be trying to figure out if you cheating on me or not. My feelings is all involved. Now I got to poison you with my special herbs. See, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that.
Well, wait a minute, Alicia. What special herbs?
Baby, you get you some hemlock. Okay, there's herbs that'll kill you and they'll never show up in the blood work.
Okay, well, Alicia, thank you for coming. We love you, sis, and we will see you next time. Ooh, Jesus, honey, y'all listen. Don't be over there messing around on Alicia. Not hemlock. Demastro, do you want to weigh in on Brian Corn or something else?
I can't hear you.
Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. Oh my God. I think sometimes YouTube is experiencing that a lot. People are saying when people leave, they can't hear. So something is either going on with YouTube or StreamYard, you guys. Let me see now. Hold on. Can you hear me now? So something is either going on with YouTube or StreamYard, you guys. Let me see. Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. Okay. The link is available. Anybody want to come up? Have you been in a motel room with a man getting your back blown out? You know, women, is that your testimony? Men, have you been rolled hard by a prophetess during a convention? Young gay men in the chat, 25, 26-year-old gay men in the chat. Have you been down there at Pound After Praise? Hit the link. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm hanging in there.
You have been on one tonight. So I won't be long, man. I'm gonna play devil's advocate just a little bit. I am not a fan of Karn, but nothing says I have to be, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things I've understood, man, I think this is what people may sometimes forget. Like our gift comes without repentance. We don't do anything to earn them. And I think a lot of times in the church, and I've been in the church all my life, but I think the people in the church refuse to show the grace that they desire for themselves. Am I making an excuse for him? No. I think it's pathetic. I think it's a lot of things, but I don't have whatever issue that he's dealing with. I may be dealing with it in my field, but not in, from a pulpit. And so when we talk about sitting people down and all that kind of stuff, sure, I do believe you have to be, if you're going to lead people, there's a certain expectation. But I think the failure is when we expect leaders to be perfect. Leaders are just people that are leading, and everybody has something. Some of these pastors are dealing with the same things that we ask them to pray for us about week in and week out. Again, I'm talking in general. I'm not justifying Karn. I don't even know what all happened this time. I didn't keep up with it, but that's just my take on it, man. Yeah, something has to be done, and then a lot of people can't. They may not be able to call for him to sit down because they don't need him to start talking about what he know about them. That would make them need to sit down. So I pray that that they get it together, but we didn't do anything to earn whatever gifts we have. God chose us. He gave it to us, and he knew who we were when he gave it to us. So I think we just have to hope and pray that they see, the importance of being a light and not just being in place. But that's just my 2 cents, man. Tell the lady, please don't put no herbs on me. That's just my thought. I just my thought, brother. But I appreciate you and everything you're doing, man. And great show tonight.
Thank you, brother. And I can't wait to hang out with you and Sam soon again. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, Candy, what do you want to weigh in on tonight? Let me unmute your mic.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. Well, 2 things. One is with Pastor Karn, all clergy, generally, if they have had training, especially around ethics, they know that they're not supposed to be frucking the flock.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
We can't make no excuses. We have to do full stops on that. If you are not in a condition where you can't control yourself, you don't need to be in the pulpit.
Right.
Like it sounds good when we say, pastors are human and they tap into their humanity, but you need to tap into your humanity on the streets. Just go to the streets.
Right.
You cannot be fucking the whole congregation and then talk about I'm dealing with human. No, come on, y'all. Let's not do that. But go ahead, Candy. I'm sorry.
No. You're spot on. You're spot on. And if you're going to do that, come on out the pulpit. Just say I need a leave of absence and take care of your issue.
And then you can plow somebody every day, all night.
Oh, right. Or seek some help, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is injurious to the church. Is injurious to the people. Their bodies left behind. And I listened to, after I left your Patreon, I listened to Larry with these women, and it was sad. I mean, it was hurtful to hear it, to hear their pain, to hear their frustration, to hear the things that they said was said to them. And so it kept them on the hook.
I wasn't there. A lot of us were in Patreon. Can you give us 1 or 2 examples, Candy?
Sure. I think it was Vashti, the one who was with him for the longest.
Yeah.
Said that there have been women that have come to her to say that he said the same thing to them that he had said to her, that they were in a relationship and that there was some promise of marriage, even though they didn't use that word. But commitment, that was what it was. And that, and so Larry was, trying to hear whether or not this was this just a single man, just trying to see what he could see. And she said, oh, no, 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 no. This was commitment. And that she, was starting to see people in his life, like you do when you're in relationship and so forth. And so it became apparent to her, I guess, over time that he was seeing other people. But that she kept hanging in there. And we've seen this before.
Yeah.
Where you keep hanging in there because there is this promise of eventually you will get the guy, you will get the pastor, or you will get the person. And so that was the case for her. And now what she wants, because Larry asked, she said, well, what would make it right for you? What do you need? And she said, I want an apology. And I want someone present when he provides that apology. And I want him to say what he's apologizing for. Not just, oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way. So the bottom line, and so she said, and there are other, she is not sure if other women will come forward. She wished that they would, but she's not sure that they would. And so that's.
Well, if I'm to be honest, and I'm a part of the blogger sphere, part of my job is to inform, but I also have to entertain, right?
Yeah.
And so I have to I have to balance it out. And so whether you are entertaining or informing, integrity should run through the middle of it, right?
Right.
Either way.
Right.
But the way the blogger sphere is set up, we don't handle these cases like, we don't handle these stories like we are doing a special on TLC or OWN, right? We talk about them like grown folks, like adults. And so they see the way we handle the conversations with others. And so the blogger sphere is not a space where people are running to, Candy, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, and I think the other thing that I thought, I was glad that Larry was able to be present with them. Now, he was trying to explain the whole man thing, but ain't nobody got time for that, to be honest with you. Because we know, and those of us who have been in the church a long time, we understand that. And those of us who have been abused by men in the church understand that as well. So there's no excuse for this, especially if woman after woman is calling you out. Now, I think, and I'm glad that Larry offered to kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, intercede and talk to Karen to see if he would be willing to meet with her and with his pastor present. And but he broke it down this way. He said, women make the church run, but men run the church. Yeah. And he said that's a sad commentary, but it's what's real. And just hearing that just made me sick to my stomach. But it is what's real. And I think until I don't know who the sister was who said, until the congregants respond in a way to help them understand that this is unacceptable, I don't see that changing.
No, I said Brian Carter's not going anywhere. When finances are plentiful and finances are something that somebody is good at, they're just not seen as a liability. They're not.
Right.
They're seen as an asset. Yeah.
Right.
It would have to be something egregious. And I'm talking about egregious for somebody like him to be set down. And it's embarrassing that all of these stories have been coming out in succession for many, many years. And nobody in leadership has, other than Demetrius Senegal, and we found out from Bishop Felton that rebuke was all wrong, but nobody has ever come out and really said anything heartily from ministry. But I think Demetrius is the only one that really said something,
And that's a problem too. I mean, it's like, what is that about? That no one is really speaking up and out and directly to him to hold him accountable. I know Larry said that this was a heaven thing, but I don't, I don't buy into that either. I mean,
what do you mean by that? What did he mean by that?
Between him, Karen, and heaven, between God and Karn's heart has to be impacted by heaven, by spirit, by God, universe, whatever you want to call it, for there to be a change. And I think there can be a change other than that, honestly, you know, because especially if it's around money, you can impact somebody's ministry around money by holding back money, or by saying until something changes, you know, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do that. So there's a lot of ways to go to address it, but just saying, you know, leave it up to spirit, I think honestly, I think is a spiritual bypass.
Yeah, but
I really do.
Here's the thing with the email that I received, Candy. If the women are all over there, and it's like, what was that show that used to come on? The Amazing Race. It's like The Amazing Race over there. Like, there's never going to be an atmosphere for true healing. I know Larry can help intercede on behalf of the woman that wants an apology. But if the culture in that ministry is like an episode of The Amazing Race or Big Brother, then that church is going to have to be, the leadership is going to have to be cleaned completely out. Somebody has to be installed. The integrity has to be restored. And then you can come back when you get yourself together.
Yeah.
If not, nothing's gonna change.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
And I'm sure you wanted to say something about the McQueen's.
Oh, I absolutely, I absolutely do. And I appreciate a little time with being able to speak to that. You know, I have a lot of compassion and empathy for people wrestling with their sexuality.
Yes.
And intertwining their sexuality with their spirituality. But I have absolutely zero tolerance for coming against the LGBTQ community and targeting the community after you are leaving it or have left it.
Yeah.
And the language that he used, I watched the entire podcast, and I have to tell you, it took a lot for me to do that, to keep my food down, because it was just so gross. And the whole churchy language and hiding everything between God said this and God don't talk to people like that. I mean, Now that's a judgment, and I'm not trying to be absolute, but what I'm saying is, well, God told me this, and God told me to do that, and then God said this, and then it was like, God is saying all that to you about, and it was like, you know, that to me was so 1960s apostolic. You know, back in the day when, you know, people could be led around with that kind of language. So it makes me immediately. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to diagnose him. That's not my background. But when you started off your podcast with saying, you know, that you are going to submit to the mental health folks, that there is something to be said around religious trauma, and especially, because I know it's not in the DSM-5. I know it's not. But what he is doing, to me, is another layer of religious trauma, not only to the church that he's left, or I guess he's left. I don't know if he's left it or not. So forgive me if that's inaccurate. But my point is that it's very dangerous, the language he was using. Not only is the language he was using dangerous, but when he started talking about the spirit of death, it is behind the gay church, is running the gay church. When he started talking about demons, when he started talking about the few people, as though there's a lot of people that have come to him and they've experienced deliverance. It's like, you know, I've heard this over and over again in my life in church, you know, using a few examples to try to prove your point. Versus using your own testimony and coming through your own testimony to say what is really real. And so to me, it appears as though he was trying to build something and attract a certain, and he said it, you know, he's looking for the middle ground people to come in because people want out. Now, what they want out from, I'm not exactly sure, but you can't get out of your sexuality. You can't get out your spirituality. No. You must figure out how to come to peace, and whatever that looks like for you. So I'm not begrudging his journey, you know, and not judging his journey. But what I am absolutely coming up against is the targeting of LGBT people, LGBT faith communities, those that are stepped out there and put their life in danger because they believe that LGBT life is important and that it matters. And hiding behind God, hiding behind spirit, hiding behind what I found out, is that it's all about addiction. When he went down that road, it's like, boyfriend, and I was looking at a replay. It's probably best that I was looking at a replay because it probably would not have been helpful for me to go into that chat.
Yeah.
But the kinds of things he strung together, it was so egregious, Tyesse.
It to me, it felt very mean. It felt like, I don't know, like, are you trying to get back at somebody? Did somebody do something to you? It made no sense to be that mean to something that you said God told you were appointed to help people and restore people, and to talk the way you talked.
Right.
I at the hour and 3 minute mark, I couldn't do it no more. I said, I can't, because this is injurious to people that have recovered from the church. It is very injurious. So you have to be mindful. That's why the smiling man over there, the host, this is content to him. There are lives, there are children, there are teenagers that are actively dealing with depression and wanting to take their lives tonight. And to y'all, this is funny and some sort of joke. It's not.
No, it's not. It was creepy, and some parts it was creepy because he was smiling, laughing, and saying the most dangerous things. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like some of the politicians that we have. They're eloquent, and they can say things while smiling, but what they're saying is deadly, and then it goes into your spirit as though what they're saying is true just because they're smiling and just because they can string some sentences together. But it's manipulative. It is spiritual abuse. It's religion. It causes religious trauma, and it causes people to doubt themselves, especially if they haven't come to terms, especially if they are still struggling, if they're in the closet, if they're on the down low. It's not inviting. And for those who are thinking that, even for people who are bisexual or transgender, I mean, it's like what he has done. I mean, and now he's coming back. So I figured there must be a book coming out, and there must be, and they did announce that there's a book coming out, and then he talked about the podcast that he's going to be doing. And so it's like, okay, so they are, and the host said, I'm so glad, brother, that you're there, because we need more of you. We need you. And so it's like, okay, I see what's at play.
It's a movement with the host. They have a movement. They have a retreat in Dallas, and they bring the ex-gays in. All of them look like they are going through some sort of Stockholm syndrome. Yes. And they're sitting there talking. And if that's your thing, I ain't trying to even stop people. If you want to be delivered and set free, be delivered and set free.
Right.
But what I'm not going to do, and none of us are going to do, is sit back and allow y'all to actively injure people that are already injured. Many of them are healing.
Right.
For me, it's all about the gays that are right now in towns and cities where there is no gay and lesbian center. Right. There is no outreach center. They are isolated many times in churches, in families. There is no outlet.
That's exactly right.
And what makes me so angry, Candy, is he knows that.
Yes.
He knows that. And you're still up here smiling with this man. But I'm telling you, Candy, his exposure and his whatever is coming is going to be very great for him, because you just cannot do this to people's souls and think God is going to let you just slide by. You can't do it putting some big words and some spiritual jargon on it and think that people are going to be fooled. But I'm telling you, we will live to see it happen. It is going to be great. You can call it a word curse, call it whatever you want, but you cannot do this to people and think the universe, God, whatever you call it, is going to let you slide by. He's not.
No.
It's not.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I think the last thing I'll say is the whole idea of saying that God threatened you, that God threatened you, that if you don't speak out,
start making you go violent.
yeah. And they said, and it's actually said some of the clergy that have already died was supposed to be you.
That's what he said. God said, yeah.
That's not a God that or the universe that I understand, because that's not love. There's nothing about that that's love.
That's what you were just saying, Candy. I remember that type of religiosity where, oh honey, if you don't do this thing, you're gonna drop dead and God is gonna be unaliving folks. And they used to talk like that. That's from the church of old, and people are gonna start dropping like flies. And somebody can have an argument in the church with somebody, Candy, and somebody may die of natural causes a week later. Baby, I told you, don't play with me. I'm like, what?
Right.
But it's sad,
right,
that he would even infer that. And so many of the people that have passed away in the last 6 months, I'm sure people in his circle are probably thinking,
yes,
somebody just passed away recently, and that's what you think? Like,
right.
They can be dealing with cancer. It may be anything, but
all kind of things.
You talking about, God, he dropping them out, he taking them out of here. Okay.
Ty, I just want to say this one thing to anybody who might be listening to this podcast now or in the replay.
Mm-hmm.
If you are LGBTQ, you are not demon possessed.
You're not.
You are whole, even if you don't feel like you're whole. You're loved by God, even if it doesn't feel like that's around you is loving. Even if you're going to a church or you're in a community that doesn't feel loving, you are loved. You are cared about. And there are resources that are out there that can help you navigate finding out more about your sexuality, finding out more about your spirituality, and how they are really gifts to you, and that you are not a mistake. And not only are you not a mistake, you are a beacon of light, and God can be right there for you. And to not believe the hype, and not believe that there's something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. If anything, there's something wrong with the church, with the doctrines, with the dogma, with the churchy language that would make you feel less than. That's where the wrong is. And I'll just leave it there.
Thank you so much for that affirmation. Somebody will hear it and somebody will tap into that. Thank you, Reverend Candy. I appreciate you.
I love you, babe.
I love you more.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Hey, Ross, thank you for your patience.
Oh, no problem. I was listening into this. I'm going to make it real quick. Mm-hmm. But Reverend Candy, if she would have said that in the right church when it's all of us in the LGBTQ plus family in, and the service was hot, we would have stepped right out in the middle of the aisle and put our feet together and danced until times got better. Been in services like that.
Yeah.
Ty, thank you for this subject tonight. Thank you for this exposure and tonight, and how you're changing, like how your narrative, like not narrative, but your wider lens and exposure is on stuff like this. Do not lose that. Do not, because you do it in a healthy way, in a professional way, and in a journalistic way. You do. You have all the facts and everything. So with that being said, hey, Ty, mods, and fam, I'm going to go on record and start off with this. And this may not be the opinion, and Ty will behave. Okay. This may not be the opinion per se of Ty and the family, but this is my opinion. Okay. Brian Korn and Keith McQueen are not a correct representation of God. I will say that again.
Okay.
Brian Korn and Keith McQueen are not a correct representation of God. I'll start off with Brian Corn at first.
Mhm.
I heard someone say, and I'm not going against a thought because everybody's entitled to their own thought,
Yeah.
but there was a person that had came on and he had good points, but I have to respectfully disagree. He had made a point that maybe that maybe he's acting out because he had prophesied and he was in ministry and school or whatnot and all this other stuff, so he probably had to hold all that in. That's not an excuse because half the church I grew up in, all of us went to the same elementary, junior high, and high school back in the day. I graduated in '97, so a lot of us went to school. A lot of us was directing choirs, starting to preach, being used in service, and then toting Bibles at school and all that stuff. But was in the locker rooms with half the football team. Was in the locker room with all of that anointing, was in the football locker rooms with half the team. But as they got older, they had to learn discipline, right? So
Yeah.
even if you did not get to act all of that out, there are other avenues. And what my point in that part is that no, sir. This wasn't your actions now is not something being sequestered from your childhood. You've always been like this. You have always been like this, and you've gotten away with it, and you've learned the art of witchcraft, which witchcraft is manipulation.
Mhm.
You have earned. That's why you could raise offerings so well. You could just because you could just because you raise a coin, don't mean that your message or your everything is anointed. Not at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, because look at our state, our country now. Look where all these billions of dollars go. Look how many offerings, quote unquote, are being raised for these white supremacists and these racists. You know what I'm saying? So anybody could raise an offering, quote unquote. But for Corn, and then I move on to McQueen.
Mhm.
For Corn, you get no pass for how you're conducting yourself in church, because if it was the case that you did not get a chance to act out, what about these CEOs in the secular world? What about these CEOs that are Fortune 500 company owners and billion-dollar company owners and everything? Well, do they get a pass for sleeping around with their staff? Do
Nope.
they get a pass for sleeping around with their staff because they couldn't, quote unquote, act out? No, they're going to be fired.
Yep.
And the reason they will be fired right away. And he should be held up to the same standard. Now, to McQueen, oh, by the way, I've never been a fan of Corn. I saw right through him from the jump. That's why he's Corn. But now McQueen, the Bible, and Ty, you done got this together so well.
Uh-huh.
Ty, the Bible says, woe to them that scatter the flock.
That's what it says.
That's what it says. And for you to come up here and do this much damage to either the Bible says you're either going to be hot or cold. You cannot be lukewarm. I will spew you out.
Uh-huh.
Now, all of this bashing the affirming churches and all this other stuff. Oh yeah, your day is coming, sir.
Yeah.
There's no way that you could be that.
Start preparing now.
Yep. Yeah, you start gathering your house in order because you done lied on God. That's number one. You done lied on God, and you done damaged the sheep. His sheep. Those aren't your sheep. Those are his sheep.
Yeah.
And so you done went there and damaged these sheep, all for probably whatever you're going to get out of it that we don't know about yet.
Well, see, Dr. Tony mentioned it earlier. The play now is to go over to the white evangelical movements, the Turning Point USA's, the Heritage Foundation. Go over there. That's where the money is. They will accept blacks, but they will only accept you if you are tapping into that thing that Philip Anthony Mitchell. I read a really great article or post rather about Philip Anthony Mitchell. They said that he is in a community, 2819 Church is in a community that is 94 to 96% black. That is not a coincidence. That is strategic. So people need to understand what is going on, right? All of
Mm-hmm.
this always goes back to white supremacy, white Christian nationalism. And if you are willing to play the game, there are some big bucks in it for you, Ross. But
Yep.
you got to be willing to play the game.
And
And
it's like you make it.
when your ministry goes through a dry season and the money starts to dry up and things are not looking the same, people reinvent themselves. Me, nor Ross, nor nobody, or Candy have a problem if you want to exit and reinvent yourself. But what you're
Exactly.
not going to do is come back and throw bricks through the window of the ministry that you left from and try to hit the people in the damn ministry. Take your ass on, get in your car, and leave.
And Ty, I 110%. There is no for people, and I'm noted as a person, especially in my professional in my career. I'm
Mhm.
known as a very, very, very chill person, right?
Yeah.
And I had a situation that happened to me at work where I know I'm being harassed, and I don't use that term lightly, and my boss has my back about it because she caught the situation, right?
Right.
And so something I said to my boss, and my boss was like, "You," because I found out the information, I found out everything, but I'm almost like you. I was blonde one night. I could play blonde tonight. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
could have a poker face, and that's what I do. So she said, "You are so chill," and I said, "Yeah, I'm chill till I'm not."
Yeah.
And with that being said, when it comes to these people like Confused McQueen, I'm not saying that Ty called him that, but that's what Ross Tucker is calling him, Confused McQueen. When
Mhm.
you have people like this that's doing this damage, yeah, yeah. I'm chill with you until I'm no longer chill with you. And I have nothing for you. You are no longer welcome into the LGBTQ. You're no longer welcome in our community
No.
in my opinion. You're not you there's no get back with certain things that you do.
No.
There's no get back because you are a traitor. You are a traitor. And it's like, and if I was a member of his church, or if I followed him, or if I relocated my life to move wherever he was and all this other stuff, I would be deeply offended.
Yeah.
Because it's like you used me. So what was your intentions when you first prayed to God? What voice did you hear? So you hit this stuff spot on.
Yeah.
You hit this stuff spot on. But Karn and Matt Queen, let me go, wait, let me correct myself. Corn and Matt Queen are farce. They are false leaders. That's not God. And I echo back on what Reverend Candy said. Us in the LGBTQ community that belong to affirming churches or churches in the middle, such as myself, do not lose, don't lose your footing. Don't let that question your relationship with God, because your relationship with God is not man. And believe it or not, if you look at it a certain way, God can use anybody. He used a donkey in the Bible.
Yeah.
So if he could use a donkey, he could use somebody that's not quite qualified. But just look at it like this: your life was worth saving at the time that you heard healing. It wasn't him. It wasn't McQueen speaking. It was the Lord speaking. If it touched you that way, So, but move on with your life and don't let this damage your relationship with God. I'm offended for all the rainbow community. Love you, and
Somebody
I'm dropping. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
somebody said that. Somebody said everything that you felt was real. And just because somebody is doing something and they're doing it with false pretenses, or they may be going through some sort of whatever he was going through at the time, if you experience God, what you experienced from God was real, right?
Yep.
So don't be in question, was all of what I experienced real? Because the interviewer doesn't ask him none of those questions.
No.
None of that. All they're focusing on is the gay community and the gay leadership and the churches. So, but I tell people, just know that God is real and what you felt was real.
The
Because
Hawkins.
what you felt was coming through your spirit connection to God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love you,
The
brother.
Hawkins, real
Yeah.
quick, I'm gonna say this, I'm dropping down. Ty, what you just said, there's a song called Love is God by the Hawkins family.
Mhm.
And I encourage that any wounded person that is a result of this or other people that damage them like this, listen to that song.
Okay.
Listen to that song. And the part of the song that says, when you fall, love will hold you. It doesn't mean falling particularly in sin. It means falling. You could be falling from a bad breakup or a bad ministry. But love, oh, love will hold you. Not the McQueen's and the Carnes and all them people. Love, the love of God, because God is love. And I'm dropping down.
Thank you, brother. All right. Timber, you up next. Desiree, you were in the green room, but you fell out. Let me know. Come back if you need to. Timber.
You know, sometimes I just love sitting back because the minds of the Thai squad is just so powerful. And while you don't want to call yourself a pastor in the mantle, but there are at least once or twice a week, the power, the anointing just hits you. And for the dry deserts, I heard someone say, I think it may have been you, that said there are no centers where people can go to be in community and get information, because maybe someplace in Arkansas or someplace in Utah, LGBT teen may not have anywhere to go to talk about what they're going through, or a transgender teen or a straight teen. We have to understand that our young people, whatever their orientation is, they need guidance and they need love. And they need education around areas that will help them grow to be men and women of God. And so this here may be the only place that someone can tap in to find out the who and what and where, and get some clarity on where they are, and make some understanding to say, oh, so what we call deliverance, what does deliverance look like to you? It's when that light bulb comes on. And I'm gonna tell you, a light bulb ought to come on all areas of your life, not just one time. So you talk about, oh, I got delivered March the 15th, 1975. Well, you haven't had another deliverance experience, or you haven't seen the Lord since 1975. You know how when I grew up, I got saved on a Friday night, and it was just, honey, you're gonna have more deliverances than just that one. They didn't teach you about that. Back then, once saved, always saved. And the thing of it is you're going to have many deliverance experiences. You're going to have many aha moments where that light bulb comes on. I just want to say one thing, and I'm done. I just want to drop in because I did like Candy say, I was on the replay of Larry's live, because I was in between you on the Patreon.
Okay.
And then he was still on, but he came on his show first. Okay. And then your Patreon came in, so I switched over. So I had to go back and pick up the last part of his. So both of them came on. Let me say, with all three of these topics that you brought up, and then I'll be done. All three of them, one thread runs between all three or four of these things. And the blessing is I have worked in both areas, both as a church CFO, talking about Bishop in New York, and all the way through. There is lack of, and for our sister Leandra that you have on there. In all of these, and I really want to hit on Sister Leandra real quick, but oversight for New York. There's a lack of oversight over New York, Brian Carn, and this other, all of them. There's a thread. There's oversight that's missing. And because for New York, for the financial piece, and like I said, I'm CFO. So you know what? If you have to maintain your budget in the church according to your tithes and offering and your other financial revenues that are coming in. So somewhere along the way, if you've gotten $1 million in debt behind in your rental expenses and things of that nature, you're not budgeting your finances properly.
Yes.
It just plain and simple.
Full stop.
Full stop. 1 + 1 gonna equal 2 all day long. If it means that the pastor has to cut their salary, if it means that the minister of music has to take a less of salary, you're gonna do what you have to do to live. Don't live above the means of your income of your church, and so forth and on. There's a whole lot of things, and the outfits that I see them wear up there. There's and all the things and the glamour and the glitz and the glamour and the jewelry and all that kind of stuff. Oh, you got some mismanagement going on along the way there. But that same lack of oversight in Brian Karn in that situation, clearly there's no oversight. I'm talking about at the management level, the board, the joint board, if there's trustees or deacons. There's no oversight of a pastor. A pastor needs a pastor. And if a pastor does not have a pastor and does not talk about having a therapist or psychiatrist on speed dial, that's a problem. And you should hear that in their sermons or whatever, or the way they walk and move. And as ministers, as lay pastors, that thing, oversight and accountability, goes for all of us. We ought to be on retreats. We ought to be doing things that we are accountable. And this goes back to Leandra. And the only thing I'm going to say about Leandra, I understand that, what's her name? Candy. Offered one something, for her to go away. The problem is, particularly with alcoholism, it's just not a one-time in and out. I call it oil change. That thing is a disease, and you have to be willing to, if you're going to commit to being a sponsor of someone who has the addictive personality, if you're going to sign up for that, talking about I'm going to be your prayer partner or I'm going to be the person to walk with you, you're going to have to consider dedicating at least 10 to 15 years, literally, of walking with that person to be their accountability partner. Why? Because whatever it is that's causing them to drink or drug or sex out, whatever that thing is that they are trying to cover up, that feeling that's not good to them. That happened when they were 5, 6, 7, 10 years old. Now you're talking about them being an adult. Look how many years they sat with that thing in them. And so a 30-day is not going to do it. It just not, that's can they be healed? Can they be delivered? Absolutely. Will it take time? Yes. And this sister, there are more musicians and more singers. And I'm saying this from now a counseling perspective and a pastoral care person. There are more singers, gospel singers. Leandra is not the only one. Leandra is just one that is
in the out front.
But I promise you, listen to me, people. Listen, there are more musicians that are addicted to sex. Why? Because their gift brings power to them. It's the attention, and people are addicted to power. So there's addictions on both sides. So the young ladies, and you blame, you look at the women who are so they're not addicted to Brian Carn so much. They're addicted to the power that he walks with.
That's what
that
it is.
Authority.
The same thing Monica Lewinsky was drawn to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this is the kind of stuff we talk about when we do our Saturday meetings and our grief, and that because people are suffering from grief and all of these things. And I sure enough wish that the resident therapist was on tonight, but Pastor Candy was on. I love her so much, but the thread of it all, accountability and lack of oversight. Look at it all the way through. This young man who left the ministry, he should have talked with his pastor first. And if he wanted to transition out of the inclusive church, he should have had that walk with him and his pastor and his leadership, and did it in a way that would not injure and bleed out on the congregation who's following him. There are ways to do this, but because there's no accountability and no oversight, look at it through all of the threads of all of the behaviors that's going on. That's the lack of it. That's the core, the core on the inside. Lance that out, and then you'll see the healing process will begin. That's all I wanted to say. I know that took a long time, but if you look at it, all three of those two things is the thread.
Yeah.
And the great people of the Tyesse Squad, each who come up on this screen, they're pointing to it.
Mm-hmm.
They're pointing to it. Pointing to it. And that's why we love the Tyesse Squad so much, because we got some intelligent thinking folks up in this camp.
Yeah, we do.
And I love you all.
All right, sis. Love you.
I'm going to drop down too, but I just wanted to shout that out to y'all.
All right. Thank you.
I'm going down too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Desiree, thank you for your patience. Thank you so much.
Hey, mother. Hello, Tyesse Squad. I promise I will not be long. Everybody,
as long as you wait, you take your time.
I love the Tyesse Squad because we have these conversations, and I'm still fairly young. So listening to all this wisdom is just it's been great. You, as always, mother, you're phenomenal.
Thank you.
And this is why we need you. We need more people like you. This is why we go to bat for you anytime, any place, anywhere. I just want to say, I don't even want to speak to anything in particular. I just kind of feel led to say, I grew up, like I'm pretty sure most of the Tyesse Squad, I'm a PK. Like when I say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we was in church, we ain't have a day. So, but at a very young age, I realized I think I was different in a way regarding the way I thought. It blew my mind, even as a young child, that so many people they lacked an ability to think for themselves, or to really use logic when it comes to religion, when it comes to church, especially the Black church. The main thing I want to say is, where is the standard? I remember growing up, it didn't matter the denomination. It didn't matter. If someone was a believer and someone had been changed inside, outside, because of an encounter or an experience they had with their creator, there was a certain way in which they lived, a certain way in which they spoke, a certain way in which they projected themselves, not just to the congregation, but to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look around now and I see a lot of the pastors, yes, you can preach good. Yes, you can preach an amazing sermon. Yes, you can use Greek words. Yes, you're educated. Yes, you may even have a gift that just oozes with anointing. You may have that. But I still need people to understand that you have to exercise certain discernment and logic that's built inside of you, that's within you. We have to get rid of this notion that we need a man or a woman of God to do anything or speak to God on our behalf, you don't need that. The creator rests and resides inside of you. You already know the creator's voice. You know the creator's so if someone is up speaking, walking, teaching, I don't care what it is. If they're operating in something that's not resonating and connecting with you, then no, you shouldn't even want to listen. How can you sit up in a church with someone who says they're spirit-filled believer, yet they have no discipline and no self-control? I would really question what type of Holy Ghost he got. Because don't get me wrong, I understand being a man and being a woman, and yes, I understand attraction is a real thing, and yes, I understand biology. I'm educated, I understand it. However, your biology is not an excuse for you to bust it open whenever you feel like it. You have to have some form of discipline and self-control within you from your creator that says, okay, I gotta stop. I gotta pause. And we have to really start examining ourselves to ask, when I go to church, what am I looking for? What am I expecting?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go to church with an expectancy of, oh, I wonder if he's going to prophesy to me, or, oh, no, 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 no. The expectancy you should have is whatever's for me is for me. And it don't matter if I'm here, it don't matter if I'm there. I'm going to get whatever's expecting for me. Whatever God in the universe has aligned for me, I'm going to get it. I don't need him. I don't need her. I just need us to use the logic that God placed inside of us. When it comes to us dealing with people, we have to understand. If the Bible says, my sheep know my voice and a stranger they will not follow, it's very possible that that stranger is somebody up in that pulpit.
Yeah.
Just because someone has been given an opportunity and a way to exercise their gifts and their interpretation, and that does not mean, oh my God, no. We have to stop worshiping the creator, the creation, and worship the creator. That's where we get in trouble. We see the creation and they marvel in the creation and they marvel in how grand and how magnificent it is. But they forget to ask themselves, is this creation mirroring the creator? Is he speaking love and not hate? Is his life conducive to that of someone who says they're walking in alignment? And I think once we begin to ask those questions again, once we honestly get back to searching within ourselves, then we're gonna find out that we have every single thing we need. I need everyone to repeat after me. I have everything that I need. You have everything inside of you. The Creator has already placed it inside of you. So whatever you need, just dig deep. Just look within. Just look within. Whether it's the trauma, whether it's the hurt, and I've been there. I'm LGBTQ all my life. Like I said, PK, I understand how the isolation feels. I understand what the journey really is. But I promise you, and this is not your opinion, this is nobody else's opinion, but I'll tell anybody, and I don't care who it is, if they're in my face. I don't care how much you've interceded and prayed. At no point in time did Yeshua will tell you your child that's LGBTQ is filled with a demon. Never. Ever. So I need us to be real.
Yeah.
The Bible say, if we want to go biblical, Bible say those who worship must worship in spirit and in truth. So please tell me how you are worshiping the Creator, sir, in spirit and in truth when you lying to the women constantly, when you lying to yourself constantly. Again, we might just need to ask it. Is he worshiping the one true Creator? Is he sure?
Yeah.
And that's not to be judgmental. That's not anything. But I'm just saying that there's a standard. And when the one true rest and reside inside of you, I can tell. Anyone can tell. Because he rests inside of us. So I just need us to start practicing logic. I just need us to start practicing logic. Thank you, Mother. That's my 2 cents. I love you. Love the Ty Squad. Thank you for another amazing show.
What a great way to close. Thank you so much, Desiree.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. What a great night. What a great night. I hope everybody got something, whether you're LGBTQ or whether you're heteronormative, whatever your description, whatever your identity is, I hope you got something. I want to thank God for giving me enough voice tonight to do what I needed to do. And if I lose it right now when I go to bed, that's fine. But I was able to do this show in full voice tonight. God is good. I want everybody that is here for the first time. We've got an influx of subscribers. I want everybody that's here for the first time to please make sure you hit the subscribe button if you visited here for the first time. We're in the process of changing the way we blog here. I didn't have to go to Orlando. I didn't have to have a summit. No one had to instruct me, but we're in the process of changing our methodology to our blogging. And so we want to be mindful to make sure that you set your notifications, that you know our schedule. We'll be on tomorrow. If you're visiting us for the first time, we have Patreon tomorrow night. What do we have? We have a possible afternoon show tomorrow, 1 or 2 o'clock Eastern. And on Friday night, we have Friday Night Live or Tyesse After Dark, depending on my schedule. And I have moved to clear Saturday as a me day. So I'll be, not on Saturday, but we come back on Sunday and we have Church World News like we have tonight, Church World News, the weekly show. And then we have Church World Sunday. And so we thank God for creativity. We thank God for the ways, for the means. If you were not here earlier, if you would like to support this channel, we ask that you do so at this time. We are now taking up our final seed bucket of the night. All right. Thank you, Reverend Brenda, so much for $12.10. We're going to drop the information right now. Those are the ways to give, including now we have Chime. We now have Chime. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you don't do nothing else, subscribe and also hit the thumbs up. We do have a message from Alicia that was on earlier, and we want to read it to you at this time. Alicia says, for the record, I am not unaliving anybody with herbs. That was a joke, but I do know about herbs that can unalive. Okay, Alicia, thank you for the clarification. Those are the ways to give, y'all. Right there on your screen. Thank you so much. Okay, Alicia says she don't bump nobody off. Okay. If you came in late, or if you want to donate right now, you can. We're getting ready to get out of here. Wow, she says she never did it, but she know how to do it. Okay, Lily. All right, we got one more. Okay. Bees, hey.
Ty, can you hear me okay?
I can.
I'll try and make this quick. I have been fighting with myself because I know that I need to say something and I am not saying it. So I'm going to say it real quickly.
Take your time.
I am challenging myself as I am learning and developing and growing to practice what I am preaching to others.
Okay.
And people might not know, but the main thrust of my life at this point is leadership development. And one of the things that we are struggling with is naming the why we need to change. What is this? What are we changing for? Is it something existential or is this a reality?
Okay.
Today, I sat in on a very disturbing call, and the reason that I could not be active in the chat is because I am processing what I heard from the federal government today as it relates to civil rights. We have been waiting, we being civil rights compliance officers from all of the universities, public universities in the US, we have been waiting for updated guidance, knowing that there's going to be some clashing between the law and practice in the administration.
Okay.
What I heard today was one, an acknowledgement that what we have been talking about related to systemic and structural forces of hate and oppression, people have been gaslighting us into thinking that we've made this construct up. We know better. But the thing that I heard today was that they heard us and they understand. And what they and have been paying attention, so much so that this next rollout of the undoing of our rights is systemic, and structural. So I left that meeting, an hour-long meeting, where they used Black bodies to literally gaslight this entire group of people into, here's the policies that we want to see proof of when we audit you, and make no mistake, we are auditing your programs. It's ranging from getting into private information that we don't even collect because it's impossible to, and we want to protect people, to the targeting of trans youth in a way that's hidden from the public, but our curriculum, our trainings and outreach, they are targeting people. So here I am after that meeting. I am trying to marshal my college into, okay, what are we going to do? And I had to make some sacrifices today to change my schedule to do that. I came home and I just laid down because my brain and my heart is full. And here I am in this setting, listening to you all and participating and asking myself, what is the thread? I see so many threads, and we talked about so many themes. And for me, it's coming back to the why. We need safe spaces. We need safe churches. We need safe groups. We need places where people can be human, because there is a concerted effort to rip that from us. Now, will that succeed? No. It will never succeed. We are greater, smarter, more beautiful, more resilient, more persistent. They've never seen it, what we are about to bring to this world. However, there is a clarity that we need to reach about our leadership, the act of leadership, the role of leadership, the function of leadership, and the personhood of the leader. And so we got to get this stuff together. These rhetoric around, I've changed my mind personally, so I'm going to go out and attack people because now I've clarified something for myself. This is stupid. And I'm sorry for using that word, but
it's the truth. It's the truth.
It is such a slap in the face to logic, and also a disrespect of where we are as people. It's time out for these games. Similarly, I was in Larry's live yesterday and, have so many opinions about that. But when I boil it down, it is these games that we are playing to facilitate things that we know in our souls, not just in our heads, but in our souls, that is harmful to people. We can't harm ourselves while the world is out to harm us. So we need to get serious about protecting ourselves, healing ourselves, getting rid of the dogma and the toxicity and the patriarchy and the internalized oppression that is keeping us locked into frameworks that do not work, and get back into our soul and into our spirit, because that is where our power is. There is no power, I am sorry to say this, but not sorry, than the power of people who are Black, who are oppressed, people who have had to work through living in this world the way that we've had to live in it. So I want to offer some urgency that we are not just having conversation for the sake of it.
Yeah.
What we are doing here is beginning to get some clarity, knowing that there is an impetus that is external fighting against what we're doing. And we need to be prepared to be successful, most successful, without the trauma that comes with the war that we're in. So that's all I wanted to say today, I think.
You articulated that wonderful. And I know sometimes when you come from a day of what you experience, it's always good and refreshing to come into the official Tyesse Report, and we may have a musicology or one of those shows. Sometimes it's really weighty to come from what you went through today and then have to hear about people being injurious to people that they come from, hearing pastors are out here having harems of women in the church, and we are in the existential fight for our lives and humanity as Black people. So I understand, sis, and we're here. We're sending you love and reinforcements.
Thank you, Ty. Always, I love you, and I love the Ty Squad. And I know that we are amazing, and can't nobody take that from us. So tomorrow I'm going to go over and slap some people virtually, because that's my job. And then we're going to marshal our forces and see how we can use our power. I work at a PWI, so it's a little crunchy in there, but to use our power to do what we can to support our colleagues at HBCUs. I have been given the green light by my supervisor to go ahead and see what I can do. And so that's where I am. And that's what I will be doing. So I love you all.
Whatever you need from your family, you know we're here. We're here.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Y'all send some love her way, because it is heavy. I've been there. I've had to come and do shows after experiencing things in my life. I lost a friend. I lost a really great friend. I didn't even talk about it because there was so much going on YouTube. But I lost a great friend, and I still have to come. I still have to deal with all the drama, the hatred, the attacks, while navigating my grief, my personal loss. And so it's a lot sometimes. It's weighty, but she said a word. There's nobody like Black people. We are built for survival. We are built for everything that can be thrown at us. We just, I don't know. God did something special with us. We can take it. But my sister, Valerie Spencer, who is a therapist, a spiritual leader, she oftentimes say, let's be clear, don't test the bandwidth of your heart either. We're clear, but don't test the bandwidth of your heart, because sometimes we take on a little bit too much, internally. So we don't want to do that. But we also know that we come from some really heavy stock. From our African ancestry. It's really deep. It runs really deep. Yeah. So we with you, sister. We know what you go through over there in the academic field. We know what you're going through, especially if it's a PWI. But Project 2025 was real, is real. There is a concerted effort to make sure that white nationalism, white Christian nationalism is centered in America. It's never not been, but they want it to be foundational. Again, systemic racism isn't enough, right? They want it to match policy, if that makes sense, right? They want the policy to match quite a few other areas, all of the areas. They want the policy to be matching. They want the drapes to match the furniture. They want the furniture to match the carpet. That's what they want, Tyesse. Okay. So we love everybody, and we thank you guys for coming by tonight. Keith McQueen, I can guarantee you the universe will deal with him. Oh, it will. And you will live to see it happen. It will be public and it will be swift, right? I don't think we're going to have to wait 20 years for it. And I'll be here to cover it. Respectfully, of course, but I will be here to cover it. But there are so many people out here. It's very dangerous when you have people that platform this kind of stuff for content while they're, people, marginalized people out here suffering. This man, Ezekiel, we need to talk. He don't give a damn about what gay people are going through right now. If you're not talking about deliverance, or you've been delivered, or you want to be delivered, they don't give a damn about what you're going through. I promise you they don't. They give one damn about what you're going through. So it's very important, Tyesse, that we take care of our young LGBTQ youth, teenagers, whatever, young adults. Keep an eye on them. If they need something, make sure they have resources. When I was coming up, we had gay and lesbian centers. We had drop-in centers. But I lived in a city that was conducive with that. I lived in Los Angeles. I lived in Hollywood. I lived in San Francisco. Those are cities that have that. But if you live in Tupelo, Mississippi, if you live in Huntsville, Alabama, if you live in Durham, North Carolina, some of these cities, there's not a lot of infrastructure there for the LGBTQ community. But moreover than that, there is a difference. There's a lot of times LGBTQ, resources, but sometimes it's not specialized for Black LGBTQ people, right? So, it's so many layers to this. That's why it's a little too late at night for me to go and dig into it, but we'll have another opportunity to talk about it. I thank everybody that gave tonight. I'm just going to say a few names for the people that sold tonight. All of you are so great. If you gave tonight, thank you. If you subscribed tonight, thank you. If you thumbs up tonight, thank you. If you shared tonight, Reverend Washington, I love you. Travis Gatlin, Ricky Harding, Nikita Hightower, Willie Harthorne, my nephew Antonio sent a large seed, thank you. Demastro, he was on earlier, his show is tomorrow. Brother Theo, thank you so much. LaFrance, Asaph, Antonio Thompson was in here earlier, thank you, brother. Cheryl Hill, I. McDonald, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Hicks, thank you so much. It is getting late. It's a late hour, y'all. So we got to go. I may be on tomorrow with some afternoon content or in the late afternoon with a preview of our Patreon. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to get up out of here with some good gospel, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Do we got any more new subscriptions? Let me see if we got some new subscriptions. We do. Thank y'all so much. We are 6 people away from 800, 16,800. So we need 6 people to go immediately and subscribe, okay? So we can hit that 800 mark. Thank y'all so much. I missed this live. It's a really great live. I promise you. You can watch it from the beginning, all 3 hours. When it's good, it don't feel like 3 hours when it's good, all right? I'm going to cue the music right now, y'all, and send you home. Remember to stay in peace, not in pieces. And there's nothing you and God together can't handle, right? All right. Some people say, well, can't God handle it? He can. But God, if you make 1 step, I'm sure he'll make 2, right? So we got to get up and we got to do something too. We just can't put it all off on God. All right. Okay. Let's get out of here with a little Albertina Walker. I can go to God in prayer. See y'all tomorrow.
Make no difference.
I got your Zelle, Reverend Candy. Thank you so much. Thank you for that.
He will take my gloom and sorrow, turn it into light. He will comfort, strengthen, and keep me.
William called earlier. There is no show tonight. He is at a photo shoot. So there is no William. He said he'll try to come on tomorrow. He called earlier. All right. There is no show tonight. So the William McQueen Cathedral will be dark tonight. Amen. All right.
Sunday morning, sitting in my seat and my heart was known. The preacher made an altar call to all the sinners. Something reached out and touched me and I went